What's up, everybody? You were tuned in to the Cris Style
And Mal.
podcast, episode 121, Big Energy Monday. Hope everybody's having a good Monday. Whatever you're doing, you're at work, you're at home, you're out and about on the road,
Mm-hmm.
you're listening to us. We appreciate you. But hope you're having a good day too.
Yep.
We got a lot of things to talk about, full slate of topics as far as sports goes and other things. But until we get into that, Maul, what is going on?
Man, not much, bro. Had a good day yesterday. Even though my team did lose. We had some positive outcomes that resulted in us getting a little bit higher in that draft stock, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I'm
Yeah,
in good spirits, man. Got this little cough because it's weather, but I'm not sick. I think it's more allergies, but I'm feeling good, man. How you living? How you doing?
I'm good, brother. You know.
And I see you with the Chiefs hat. Y'all got an easy slate today. You know what I mean, against the Bucks. You know what I mean. I ain't playing nobody.
Yeah, but we ain't gonna make it easy. So.
I read a little thing saying they're gonna give D Hop a little bit more love today.
Yeah, yeah. So if you got them on your
Respect the game.
fantasy, start them.
Start 'em.
Go put some money on D Hop anytime touchdown.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I can agree
Yeah.
to that.
So all right, brother. Let's get into these topics, man.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it, man. Our top 12 college football rankings. Now the AP top 12 is Oregon, Georgia, Ohio State, Miami, Texas, Penn State, Tennessee, Indiana, BYU, Notre Dame, Alabama, and Boise State.
Yeah.
What is your list, sir?
Oh, so my list here. I'll start. Number one, I got Oregon. I think it's easy. I think they've been one of the more consistent teams. They're undefeated. I think they had one of the bigger games with Ohio State and won that game. We see how Ohio State has been responding ever since that loss. So we got to have Oregon number one. Number two, I got Miami though. I know. There's been a couple games where it's been a little bit of questions, especially on their defensive side. But we can't deny that Cam Ward has been one of the best quarterbacks in the league, next to Shador Sanders and a couple other cats. And then we just got to show the respect that is due, that they're undefeated and they've been able to win these games. They've been able to answer every call, especially when it comes to clutch time. Cam Ward had an amazing second half against Duke. Looked a little troublesome in that first, but Cam Ward showed why he should be one of the Heisman favorites going into the last couple weeks into the season. So I got them number two. Number three, I got Ohio State. Look, it was a tough game against Penn State, but they showed out on the road. I know a lot of Penn State fans were pretty upset about it not being a night game. They thought they could have had a better advantage at that. Look, man, James Franklin, that's the head coach of Penn State. I don't know what it is with you in big time games, brother. You're 1-14 against top five. That's pretty bad, brother. So Penn State has a lot of questions, but I had to put Ohio State at number three. Number four, I put Georgia there. I was a little hesitant to do so. I know they did win this week. I'll say this: if Lagway didn't get hurt, I think Florida would have won that game. You know what I'm saying? And luckily with some news today that his hamstring injury isn't that serious, and he has the potential to play this week against Texas. So that is probably some news for my Gators. But I put Georgia at four. Number five, I have Indiana. I think they've been really, really impressive offensively and defensively. I know me and you kind of looked up at the score of the first quarter on Saturday, and we're like, yo, what the fuck going on with Indiana a little bit? Next thing I look, it's 40-10. So we gotta put some respect on Indiana. Number six, I got Penn State still. I think it was a tough game. If a couple plays would have went their way, I think they could have easily won. Especially that pick that they had at the end of the first half. I thought that was really huge. And then I just think the rhythm for that offense just kind of like didn't get recaptured. So I did have Penn State at number six. Number seven, I have BYU. As I said, they've been undefeated. They've been going through whoever has been in their schedule. We got to respect the O on their record. Number eight, I do have Texas. I get it. Texas' schedule is probably a lot better than BYU's, but they've been in some questionable games, even the Vanderbilt game after their loss to Georgia, and that manhandling that they got against them. I had them at number eight. Number nine, I got Tennessee still. I know they've been a little hiccupy with them as well, especially on the offensive side. But I'm gonna keep them at number nine, especially with some of the other results that we've seen with like Clemson and all that. Number 10, I got Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame has been playing really, really good. I for a little bit I was gonna put them ahead of Tennessee, but I kept them at number 10. Number 11, we gotta have the Heisman favorite right now. I think he should still be up there with the favorites with Travis Hunter, and Boise State. I got them at number 11, and then number 12. Surprising, I got SMU, man. They had a big win against Pittsburgh, so I'm gonna have SMU at number 12. We got to put some respect on that. Their offense has looked really really good. So, um, and then my first four out, I have Bama, Army, Iowa State, and surprisingly, I have Colorado, especially with all the results that we have been seeing this past week.
For sure. Sure. Um, number one, I got Oregon. They're the best in the nation right now. They've been playing like it right now. Georgia, you like you said, if Legway doesn't get hurt, they probably lose the game. But I'm still gonna give them kudos because they did pull it out. You know what I'm saying? So they won. Ohio State, they beat Penn State. You know what I'm saying? That was a big win for them. So I got them at number three. Four, Miami. Cam Ward keeps pulling them out of the dirt, man. In the second half of games, that defense, I don't know what it is, but they'll give up some points, and then Cam got to pull it out. And hey, whoever drafts Cam Ward, can I interest you in the third or fourth round that you draft Xavier Westboro? Because his connection with Cam Ward is uncanny. Get him in the slot.
Hmm.
Number five, I got Indiana. I agree with you. They've been balling, man. They just been doing their thing, man. You got to
Yeah.
put them at five. I
Hmm.
got Penn State at 6-2. It's a tough loss against Ohio State, but like you said, if the ball bounces a different way in certain spots, they possibly could have won that game. So I'm not
Yeah.
gonna. I know James Franklin and his record against big teams, but I'm not gonna, penalize them for losing a close game. And if they got blown out, we've been talking a different story. But it was a
Absolutely.
close game.
Yeah.
Number seven, I'm gonna put Texas there. I know that they had the bad loss to Georgia and they look kind of shaky against Vanderbilt. But we see Vanderbilt. They're ranked. they're not no slouches now.
No, they're not. They're not.
So, uh, it kind of looks better on the record. What I'm saying, that they had a close one with Vanderbilt. You know what I'm saying? So, I got Tennessee at 8. Um, I know they beat Bama. You know what I'm saying, and I know the quarterback hasn't looked too great lately. Their offense
Mhm.
hasn't looked great lately. Their defense has been saving them a lot. But I'm gonna keep them right there. I got BYU at 9. They're undefeated. They're doing their thing, man. And they got a big one against Utah this week. But you know what I'm saying. I think they're the best in that conference. Number 10, I got Notre Dame. Notre Dame is playing real good ball. Marcus Freeman, he got these boys going. Leonard Riley is actually playing really good this year. Ever since that loss they had, they've been playing a lot better. Number
Mhm.
11, I'm gonna go with Bama. I know a lot of people are down on Bama, but
Mhm.
they had a bye week this week, but they did blow out Mizzou, so I gotta give them a little props for that. And then number
Mizzou ain't
12,
even good, dog.
stop. All right,
They're
whatever
not even
they
that
said.
good.
So what?
They're
Listen,
terrible.
watch your mouth, man.
All right, man, my bad. Sorry, I apologize.
Number 12, I got Boise State.
And who will be your first four out if you can pick?
Shoot, I don't know. Let me look at that list.
Yeah, I could read you some of the teams. I got it up here.
I got SMU on the outside looking in. I got LSU on the outside looking in. Texas A&M is flirting with it. Like they right at the cusp.
Even though they got blown out by South Carolina.
They did get blown out by South Carolina. Never mind.
No,
Ole Miss. Ole Miss is kind of sitting there too.
no Army. They 8-0. They've
Yeah.
been looking real good. I still had Iowa State in there. I get they lost to
Mhm.
Texas Tech, but we know how dangerous Texas Tech
Mhm.
offenses can be. I get it. It looks. It doesn't look. It looks bad in the sense that it was on their home field advantage. They did take a
Mhm.
late lead, and then Texas Tech was able to come back and win that game. Um,
The two
I
teams
still
I'm
had.
dis- the two teams I'm disappointed in is Clemson because we was giving them all this damn praise and then
Yeah,
they laid the bed and whatever.
yeah,
And
against
then
Louisville. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So Louisville gives them a tough game every time. So
and then K State. Goddamn K State. They was up 19-0, and then my man throw a pick, and it was downhill from that point on.
so let me ask you, why do you still have faith in Bama, and why do you think they're still one of the 12 best teams in the nation?
Because those teams that we just mentioned, I still think they would beat them.
So if we were to play Bama versus let's say hypothetically SMU, you think SMU has no chance to beat Bama?
I didn't say they have no chance, but I think Bama would beat them.
You think Colorado would beat Alabama?
No,
You don't. You don't. Even though they do have the two best players out of everybody on that field.
I agree with that, but that offense and defensive line, I think, still would give Colorado some problems.
I gotta disagree, man. I get it. Even with Georgia, like I know Georgia, they have the names that you would expect they would be dominant, but they haven't given off dominant performances. I've seen. We can go with Carson Beck. I've seen some sketchy play. I don't
I
see the
have too.
consistency of like how Tua was when he was with Bama. Hell, even with Stetson Bennett. Stetson Bennett, like I know he's not really an NFL high prospect right now, but in college, man, he was one of the more consistent
That's because
quarterbacks.
he was 35 years old.
Doesn't matter. He was consistent though. He was consistent. There have been some old quarterbacks that are in the league now, or in college right now, who didn't look like Stetson Bennett. We gotta put some respect on his name.
He was
But
Brandon Weeden. That's what he
I just think
was.
Bama has a lot of holes. I just think Bama does have a lot of holes. Like yeah, like
They do.
offensive and defensive line, you would expect to have better play, but if we look at it right now, who's playing better right now? I would say Colorado's playing
Of
way
course,
better than
Colorado is playing
Alabama right
better.
now. They have more synergy. I think right now SMU has more synergy. Boise, can they stop Boise State? And offensively, I don't think they could. You know what I mean? I really don't. So I think that SEC bias. Look, and I'm an SEC guy. My team is the Florida Gators, so I'm gonna be a little SEC biased, but we gotta call a spade a spade. I think the
I
SEC
hear
is
you.
as
But
strong as people think. You know what I'm saying?
if we talking about Colorado, I just think I'm not. It's not has nothing to do with Travis. It has nothing to do with Shador. I just think in the line of scrimmage
Who are
that
so? Let me. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just think at the line of scrimmage that they would give Colorado problems.
So in your top 12, who would they be favored to beat? In your top 12,
Any of these teams
your
that's in
top,
the
yeah,
top in
in
the
your
top
top
12,
12, in your top 12 list, who would you have Bama being favored to beat? To beat in your
BYU, BYU, Boise State, and probably Notre Dame.
You would have Bama over Notre Dame. Wow.
Yes.
Mm, mm. Okay, that's interesting. I think all those teams. I think could beat Bama. That's just me.
Boise State, I've seen Boise play. I think they would stack eight in the box and make that quarterback beat them.
Okay. Okay. It's a possibility. It is possible. Like you would honestly with any situation, especially a playoff, they're gonna make Boise State throw the ball. They're not gonna have
Mm,
Genty just run all over them. But
no,
hey, we know how special Genty can be. Like
he is special.
he might be able to still run that, and we can't sleep on. And even though as much praise as we put on Genty, we got to put a lot of praise on that offensive line. They are getting him some holes to be able to
Well,
run. So that they've been one of the better O lines.
I saw our defensive line keep him in check.
Well,
And
I think UNLV is a better team than a lot of people give us credit for. Like
I agree
I
with that,
still
but
think we're a top 25 team. That's just me. We just
I
lost against
agree.
some really
I
good
agree.
competition.
I agree with that. I'm just saying, like I saw the UNLV defensive line contain. I ain't gonna say they stopped him, but they did contain him. He only had 3.9 yards of carry, so that wasn't a great day. He had to fight for every 102 yards that he got that day. Like
Absolutely, absolutely. It's just now we're gonna put faith in
I just, I'm just
Jalen.
gonna put faith that Bama got. I mean, let's just keep it call a spade a spade. They have better athletes and better
No, they
guys.
do. They should. They're all 4 or 5 star athletes for the most part. But we all know. We seen Boise State beat
And
Oklahoma.
I
And,
don't think, and
you know what I
Boise
mean?
ain't got nobody on that defensive side that's stopping Ryan Williams. Nobody.
No, but can he get the ball though? That's the question. Is he gonna be able to get the ball? Because we all know that quarterback can be inconsistent. Now, I got another question for you. We watched Carson Beck this past week. What do you think about his draft stock? If you had to, rate it right now, where do you possibly see him being drafted
He
so
is
far
a
before this
second round quarterback.
second round?
And that's what he is. He is a
What?
second round quarterback. He is nothing more than that.
What do you think is like some of his biggest flaws to you
He
when you
is a
watch him
he's a turnover machine.
play? Hmm.
He is and bad turnovers too. Like he throw bad picks. Like he can't see the field right or something like that. Like sometimes some of the games he be the reason why they he put the team back into the game or whatever.
You think it's more of him being trying to be more aggressive, or do you think it's just him having a problem reading the defense?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think that when you're used to having so many 5-star guys on the team, you just think you can do whatever. Like you just go up there and just throw the football up. I'm gonna throw this thing up. We better than you, and you got to find out that the other guys on the other side are pretty damn good too. So
Hmm.
he can't do that in the NFL.
Yeah.
He can't. He'll be benched real quick, and he'll find out real quick. Um, I don't know. He would have to. Carson Beck is the quarterback that the situation has to be perfect. He can't go to a bad team. He would have to go to a team that got weapons and a good offensive line. 'Cause if he don't have that, it's gonna
So
be a
what team do you think right now? Currently, what we know what's going on in the NFL right now, which I know we're going to talk about later. What team do you think who would fit perfect for a Carson Beck style top quarterback?
see. Carson Beck is one of them dudes that like if the Rams would draft him and he sit behind Stafford for a year, that would make
That would be a
sense.
great fit. That would be a great fit. I think
That's
that would
the
be a
type.
great fit.
That's where Carson Beck would be best to go
And
to.
him and Puka
Like,
can grow. Tutu
yeah,
Atwell. You still got
hmm
Kyron Williams.
yeah. So
Cooper
yeah,
Cup. I would assume he would still probably be there.
yeah. But even if he's not, I'm just saying like he needs to sit for a year behind somebody, and then he could take over. Like one of them situations. I don't
Seattle
think.
too. I think Seattle,
Yeah,
Seattle Steelers. I think a Steelers situation would be
yeah.
really good.
Those
Let's
teams are
say,
perfect.
let's say hypothetically Aaron Rodgers were to come back. I think a situation like that would be a
Hmm.
really fitting situation. I don't think him going to the Raiders or the Panthers
No,
or the Tennessee Titans. I don't think that would be an ideal fit.
no.
Um, even the Miami Dolphins. Like I know
Yeah,
they are hinged to Tua, but I think they have to be mindful in the situation and what he's going through with his health at any moment, at any time that he can be the next concussion. Like he's going to be out at least 6 games, at
yeah,
least. You know what I mean? There's no chance of him coming back. A week or two. They know they're going to put him on shelf at least 6, maybe even 8 weeks. So um, I think a situation like that. What about Jalen? What about Jalen Milroy? Where do you think his stock is right now?
you have talked about it. I think he needs to return back to school.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
think he needs another year. I
Yeah.
don't think he's a first round pick. He's gonna be one because of his athletic ability. He's Anthony Richardson.
Yes, 100%.
He's
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson. That's what he is.
Hmm.
Maybe a little bit better, maybe a little bit more refined in his skills than Anthony Richardson coming out. But let's just be real. Anthony Richardson didn't have the talent around him that Milroy
Yeah,
has.
or the
Yeah,
reps. He didn't have enough
yeah,
games either.
that too. So I think he needs another year. But if he does get drafted, he's another one who needs to sit.
Hmm.
He needs to sit behind somebody and maybe a couple years and get developed. And he needs to go to an offensive minded coach, not no defensive minded coach. Or they better have a good OC
Yeah.
that can develop. Like
Nah, for real.
if it wasn't so toxic in Philly, Philly would be perfect for him
Yeah.
to sit behind Jalen Hurts.
Nah, that'd be true.
And then maybe when Jalen, whatever, they want to re up his contract and they don't want to pay him, they can move on to Milrow. Like
Hmm.
that would be a perfect situation for him.
Hmm.
You know,
Nah, yeah, I totally agree.
somebody like that. Like he needs to sit. He's not
Yeah.
ready. I don't think he's
Yeah.
ready for this. He would get by because he's got the wheels and he'll run away from people. But it's only so long you could do that in the NFL. You get hurt. Look at Anthony Richardson. He getting hurt left and right.
Hmm.
So I don't know. Milroy, Nuss. Who else is probably coming out next year? Uh, um, is Miller Moss coming out or is he staying?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's staying or not.
Even Dylan Gabriel, like he's an athlete, but he ain't got no arm.
He's to me he's like a Tua type to me. I
He
think Dylan
is.
Gabriel. I think he's very accurate. Small
Hmm.
body, small build. I think it'll be tough for him to see over the line. I think
Yeah.
the same questions that you had with Tua will be the same with Dylan Gabriel.
Hmm.
Obviously with health, obviously I think he's a little bit more dependable. I
Yeah.
think with Tua, he did have that late injury with the hip and all that and the
Yeah.
concussion. So I think that kind of like progressed in his NFL career. So I think that would be the only upside that Dylan Gabriel would have. Now we seen Tua that if he's healthy, he's able to run the offense. But he
Yeah.
did have that
Most
offensive
definitely.
minded head coach. He did have Tyreek Hill. He did have
Mm.
Jalen Waddle. He did have Devon Asian. He did have Raheem
Yeah.
Mostert. He had a
Yeah.
lot of weapons. So Dylan Gabriel would have to be in that same position.
Yeah.
I.e., like I would like Dylan
Seattle.
Gabriel.
Seattle.
Seattle, the
Hmm.
Rams would be another good situation. Him being a backup for the Cardinals, I think that would be a good situation, being behind Kyler Murray. Um, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I don't. The Panthers would aren't drafting another small quarterback
No.
for a while after the
No.
Bryce Young situation. They're not. So I think that would be curious. What about Will Howard? I think he's shown some good things. Obviously, we're not putting him in the same light as like a Shador Sanders or a Cam Ward or anything like that. But do you
He
think with
scares
his
me.
play, do you think he has elevated his draft stock any at all?
Maybe a little, but he scares me.
What's the one thing that scares you the most about
He
Will?
just has college quarterback written all over him. Like he
Yeah.
has like he go to the pros and just not be good at all.
Mm, yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, that's
Like
true.
no disrespect to him, man, but I just feel like he's another Ohio State quarterback. Even though he wasn't really, I know how he came from K State, but
Right.
another Ohio State quarterback is gonna come out. He looks good with these weapons around him, but as soon as he gets to the league, boy, it's gonna be oh yeah, another Ohio State quarterback.
Right, right. Nah, yeah, nah, for real. I agree with you on that. Like, I know Will Howard has a whole lot of weapons behind him over at Ohio State.
He
He
does.
came from Kansas State, right?
K
Came from
State,
Kansas State, yeah.
yeah,
So I don't think he'll be bad. I just
yeah,
think he'll be like kind of like I could see maybe like a Ryan Tannehill maybe
yeah,
situation where
hmm
you know what I
hmm
mean. I think he can give you some once he's more comfortable in his veteran role as he's been in there a
yeah,
couple of years. I could see him having a consistent backup role. I don't see him being a starter in the NFL. He might get the opportunity, due to like an injury or something like that, or if a team is
mhm,
just really desperate to get a quarterback and draft one. But I could see him having like a decent career as far as like being a prominent backup. If you need him to fill in for a couple games, he'll be able to do that as long as you have some talent around him and an offensive line that can protect him and a running game that will be able to alleviate all the pressure for him. And I know that's asking a lot because I'm just adding more and more for him to be able to succeed. But you know
mhm.
what I mean. I just think that's the type of thing. But he can surprise us. You know what I mean. I
No,
like
hey,
I think his resilience. I think like he's shown. I think even in pressure situations. I get the Oregon situation where he did the slide at the end. People were questioning his mentals with that, but I think they were driving down. Like he was making some
yeah,
key throws. There was a
he
drop,
was.
within that drive that I think cost him a little bit and some penalties. But I think he's shown some things as far as like in
Yeah,
a 2 minute offense where I think he can probably progress that into the NFL.
yeah. I mean, at this point, man, it's Cam and Shador, and then everybody else is a major drop off.
Yeah, for quarterbacks, oh,
Yeah,
100%, 100%.
yeah.
Because like, is Jackson Dart is what's he? Is he a freshman or is he
I believe.
sophomore?
I don't know.
Let me see. Let me see. I'll look it up. I think he's a. Let me look it up. Oh no, he a senior, so he'll be out. I think Jackson Dart. What about him? What do you see? What do you think about him? Do you think he? I think he'll be a solid.
Yeah,
I could see him being like a solid early second round pick. I could see
yeah.
that. Or if
I
and then obviously if he performs well at the combine, I could see him maybe potentially being like a late first round pick. Somebody who wants to have him sit on the bench and learn, behind, as we said, like a Seattle or the Steelers situation.
these guys are going to benefit if they play in the Senior Bowl.
Yeah,
If
I
they
agree.
play in the Senior Bowl and they have a good game and then they look good in the combine, their stock will rise.
Yeah,
Especially Jalen Milrow. If Jalen Milrow has a good Senior Bowl and then turns around and makes some, he gonna make some throws and
yeah.
in them shorts. But if he has a good combine and a good Senior Bowl, I think that his stock will rise up. Like Cam and Shador is not perform. I don't think they don't need the Senior Bowl. They don't need none of that.
No, no, I think they're easily the 1-2
Yeah,
quarterbacks, depending on how you feel. Some people might still have Carson Beck up there, just due to his hype. You know what I mean? I
yeah,
think he'll still be up there. I think no matter how we feel about it, I think Carson Beck will be a top 10 pick.
yeah.
I don't
I
think
do
that's a
too.
question.
I do too.
Um, and then
I think he should at least do the combine, but
I don't think he'll do the combine. I
I
think
don't
they'll
think.
all do. I think they'll all wait for their pro days.
Yeah,
Honestly,
yeah.
I really do. I, I would. I would. I don't think Dylan Gabriel will even do combine. I think he should, but
I think
I
he
don't even
should.
think
I
he
think he should
would.
do the
But
Senior Bowl.
yeah, no, I think he should too. I think I saw Ricky White. He got accepted to the Shriners Bowl or something like that. Something
Yeah,
like that.
The East
East
West
West
Shrine, bro.
East West Shriners Bowl. So shout out to Ricky White. I think he's gonna
If
do
he
amazing in there.
if
I
he
think
does
it's
good in that, I think he'll get invited to the Senior Bowl too. Because if you do
yeah.
good
I
in the
think.
East, some guys who do good in the East West Shrine Bowl, they let them go to
Oh
the
yeah,
Senior
yeah.
Bowl.
I think Ricky White has a great chance to make it to that, and then obviously I
Because it's
think
not
Ricky White.
because it's not
Hmm?
always what you do in the game too. Is what they see in practice.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah.
That's
Obviously,
really what
I think me and you both believe Ricky White is an NFL
Mhm.
talent. I think he
Of
really
course.
is. Now it's just depending on where he's going to get drafted at. I think he can easily be a second round pick as far as like with his accolades and
Mhm.
his gifts. Like I seen him live and in person. That boy is talented. I
Yes.
seen what he did on the special teams. I see what he can do offensively. He's really our true number one. He can easily be playing for a USC, Alabama,
Mhm.
Ohio State. Like he's that gifted, that talented. That boy's gonna be nice. He'll be in the league, like no question. It's just a matter
Yeah.
of how well he does in the Shriners, and as you said, if he can get into the Senior Bowl, and then obviously, get invited to the combine and perform well at that. I think he has a great chance to be in like a second round pick. Because I just think that's how talented he is, and if he goes anything lower than that, then I think you're getting an honest steal to me. And
Mhm.
hey, Raiders, we're gonna need some wide receiver help. Hey, I would not. I would be ecstatic if we got Ricky White
I know
to
you would.
stay at home with the Raiders. I'll be ecstatic. I think. Hey, my Raiders are. We scheming the right way. I don't like it. I don't like it. What's happening right now? You know what I'm saying? But we'll
Don't
talk
get
about
too
that later.
happy. Don't get too happy
I
over
know.
that.
No, look. I'm being humble. You know what I mean? One step at a time, 1 week at a time. But we'll get to that. Is there anybody that, as far as like that has surprised you, as far as like with his performance on the field in college, that could potentially move their draft stock up?
Uh, no, not really.
Okay.
It's kind of been where it's been.
Okay.
Maybe Riley Leonard.
Riley Leonard.
Yeah, he might make
Okay.
some noise. Be able to make some noise and
Yeah.
get at least get to the top of the second.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
he's been playing really well. So
Yeah.
he's one. He's a name. Outside of that, nah, it's the usual suspects.
Mm-hmm.
At wide receiver and running back. You know what I'm saying so.
Do you have any thoughts about this week with college football? No, it wasn't the most great week. You know what I mean? There were some interesting games. Some
Yeah.
interesting outcomes. Was anything that stuck out to you?
No, not really. I mean, K State losing the way they lost. Other than South Carolina handling what did
Texas
they
A&M.
beat Texas A&M like they did, which I kind of had a feeling that was going to happen. And Clemson losing. Clemson was
Yeah,
such a roll, and
yeah.
LSU just drugged them.
Nah, yeah, yeah, nah, yeah. That was really surprising. I was not expecting Louisville to be as
I
dominant
wasn't
like that.
either. I wasn't
I wasn't
either.
expecting Texas A&M to get dominated like that. I think
Yeah,
I think that really hurt their chances of making
yeah,
a college. I think it killed Clemson's chances to making the top 12. I think Texas
of
A&M still
course.
has a shot, but I think it's going to be pretty hard for them.
Mhm.
I was pleasantly surprised with Texas Tech. I mean, I know me and you talked about it a little bit. I thought offensively they looked really good, especially on that final drive. I thought
Mhm.
they looked really good. Some of the quarterback throws was a little like I don't know if my man just doesn't have an arm or something on some of them throws on that last drive, because them shits was just in the air forever. I don't know if it was windy or something like that, but man, them shits lasted forever in the air. But
I'm actually glad they won though, because now it puts a little bit more sizzle on this game against Colorado. If they
oh
had
yeah,
lost, if
hundred
they was
percent.
coming in with a loss, it's kind of like, it's
Yeah,
still a
yeah.
good game, but it's like,
I feel you. I think not more. I think my also with the sizzle. I think it also helps if Colorado is able to dominate this team. I think that
hmm
looks really good on their record as far as like them having a chance to make the 12 team playoff. Like it just only boosting them up because Texas Tech with that win against Iowa State on the road with them being a top 12 team. I think that. I think that only just elevates their chances of making a top 12 chance if they can win out. They have to win out. Like Colorado has to win out. They cannot lose if they still want to make this 12-team playoff. But yeah, I think honestly with all the games next week, I know obviously you got Alabama, LSU. I think that's going to be really intriguing. I think that's a loser's gone situation as far as
yeah,
like making the 12-team playoff. I think that's a huge game for both teams. Uh, I think the Colorado the Texas Tech game is going to be the one of the top games of the week, man. I think it's going to be one of the more interesting games of the week, especially how Colorado's been playing. And we got to see, does this bye week kind of hurt them or does it help them with them getting health? Like because Colorado has been such on a roll. We have seen teams that do come out of the bye and they just they can't get that rhythm back. So we got to see how Colorado responds coming off the bye week.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
interesting. All right, man. Let's talk about Drake, man. Your boy, so far, your boy, the
What's up with
boy.
your boy, dog? What's up with your man, cuz? What's up with your mans, man?
So the Sacramento Kings was playing the Toronto Raptors. Was this Saturday or Friday?
Saturday, Vince Carter had his number
Yeah.
retired and all
Shout
that.
out, shout out to Vince Carter, man.
Yes,
He
sir. Yeah,
deserved
shout
it.
out to
He
Vince
deserved,
Sanders.
well deserved,
Congrats.
well deserved.
Yes.
But so of course Drake was there,
Hmm.
and he was with his bodyguard Chubbs. Um, and they got caught sitting on the sideline, mad dogging the shit out of Deron, Demar Rosen, and
Yep.
Demar was doing his best to ignore him.
At 33 points. He
Yeah,
got 33
he
points.
balled out, and I think at one point Drake called him the p word. I think.
He did. He did.
Um, because it all stems from DeMar DeRozan. He was at the Pop Out concert, dancing, sea walking, doing all kinds of stuff, and he was in the video, the Not Like Us video with Kendrick. So,
Mhm.
do you feel Drake was validated?
No, Drake. This doesn't make Drake look better at all. This makes him look even worse to me. Like it's funny as hell because you go out your way to go to this game. I know Vince Carter shouted him out when Vince Carter got his jersey retired. I think it was halftime, and so I don't know if Vince Carter personally invited him out. I don't know if Drake was already going to be there. I don't know if he had this shit circled on his calendar after the video and the pop out because he wanted to show DeMar DeRozan what's up. Even though DeMar DeRozan came out in the interview and clearly stated that he had love for Drake, he had love for Kendrick, and that he had no beef. He was just representing his town, his city. His city was up at the time. And then, however you personally feel, whether DeMar DeRozan should have been in the video or whatever. It's not like he was singing any of the lyrics in the video. I mean, he is one of the bigger representations of Compton in sports today. But at the end of the day, like with Drake, like you sitting there mean mugging with Chubbs, you know what I mean? You trying to like be all hard, you going on the broadcast talking about if DeMar DeRozan's number was up in the rafters, you're gonna go up and take it down. Then you do some cringe shit about shouting out some female, not look at these bums on the thing. Let's shout her out, and he's making all these weird ass noises and shit. Like it's just bruh, like for somebody who wasn't affected by this situation, you came out and said that you was cool, that you had no issues, like this shit was just for the bars, and that you're happy, you're not lingering in this whole Kendrick shit. You're showing your ass by continuously showing that you are butthurt by this whole situation and what happened. That you expected a lot of people to be on your side, even though there's been a lot of rumors, and we're gonna say rumors that have not been so much of good pleasantries for you being a good friend. But at the end of the day, man, I think Drake just needs to let it go. I've been said it. I think people need to miss Drake. I think he'll be able to survive this. I think the buzz around Drake is kind of been damaged. We've seen that he's been trying to put out music that has not hit. He dropped a couple packs that did not hit. Um, Obviously, with the whole thing with Kendrick Lamar getting the Super Bowl, I think that's taken a lot of steam out of him. And then, you're trying to come out and say that, you turned the Super Bowl down 2 times. And I'm like, bro, just go away. Let us miss you. Let us wonder where you're at. Like, pull a Frank Ocean, pull a Andre 3000. Like, let us just be like, yo, like I ain't heard from Drake in like a year. Like, what's going on? Like, let's get that appetite for Drake again. Like, because at the end of the day, I know you and me, Chris. I know I know we picked Kendrick in the battle, and I know we picked Kendrick on a lot of the sides, and then I know certain things that Drake done. It's been kind of like eyebrow raising, but at the end of the day, I think me and you enjoy his music, and we would love for him to make some great music. But at the end of the day, he's been so oversaturated these last couple of years, like it comes to a point in time where it's like, yo, we just want you to just go away, take your vacation that you said you was gonna take, and like, let us miss you so we can earn for your music back. And in the moment you can get that appetite back within the community, I think he'll be fine because we know he'll be able to produce and give us and hopefully give us what we want. Like I know he's been kind of going on this international route with all these, West African music, and he's been doing the Latin shit and all that. Like we would love for him to get back to Drake shit, but you know what I mean? I just think he needs to just go away, bro. At the end of the day. So, what about you? What's your thoughts?
Look, on the DeMar DeRozan side, I get, what I'm saying, he represent from Compton, and he, it was from the pop out concert to the video, and I agree with a lot of stuff that you just said. But I can understand from Drake's standpoint that you being on the stage with my enemy, with the guy who I'm beefing with, you standing right next to it. It'd be like if somebody was saying we had a mutual, and they was talking crazy about you, man. You just like, you don't like that person. They saying wild stuff about you. They just floating stuff, and you see me breaking bread with this person. You gonna feel it like, hold on, man. This dude is talking crazy about me. He's saying some
No,
wild shit about me, right? He called me a pedophile, man.
like, look, I'm like, look, not to cut you. I don't. Let me say this before you keep going. Like, look, I totally understand that. It's not like I'm not saying I don't understand Drake, but my thing is you're being contradictory in what you
Yeah.
said. You're saying this shit don't bother you. So why are you now showing that it bothers you? You know what I'm saying? And then just like if you want to go to the game, go to the game, enjoy the game. Like if Vince Carter invited you because he was retiring his jersey, he wanted you to be there. Then just go for that. Like all this mean mugging, you going on the broadcast, acting all sensitive and shit, that don't do nothing for you but make you look bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? If you want to be this like hardcore thug, this kind of like kingpin in Toronto, like you can't let them see you sweat. That's like the number one rule. That's like one of the rules. Like as like if you want to be the head dog, you can't see them. You can't allow them to see that you have some chink in your armor. And with this situation, he allowed that to happen. So people are gonna look at you like, damn, you really are this sensitive motherfucker that we all think you is. Like instead of you just go and be like, yo, this shit don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna sit here and dap up DeMar DeRozan, but I'm not gonna literally go out my way. Like he literally went out his way to like talk shit about DeMar. He literally went out his way to call them bums. He literally went out his way to mean mug him. No one asked him to stand up and look at DeMar DeRozan like a fucking weirdo. No one told him to go on the broadcast, and no one even asked him about DeMar DeRozan. He just brought that shit out. Like you look suspect. You look like a simp. Like you look sensitive as fuck. That is the reality of this situation.
Yeah.
So that's my whole thing with this. It's like I'm not mad at him if he feels the type of way with DeMar. It's just that you can't sit here and say this shit don't affect you, and you go out your way trying to show that it does affect you.
No, I agree with that part. I do agree with that part. And you're right. Like as far as him saying, "Oh yeah, it don't affect him," as far as the beef and him and Kendrick or whatever, but it does affect him. The way he's moving, you can clearly, even before this, the way he was moving before this, you can clearly see that it's affected him. He
Yeah.
is taking L's left and right.
Mm-hmm.
Every time he turns on the TV, he has to hear this song during the commercial break through a game
Yeah.
in the World Series. They kept playing Not Like Us. Like he has to hear it all the time. It's not going away.
And like, bruh, it's like he's been on the wrong side of history the last couple years. I'm not even going to get into his betting habits. Like we all know the history of him betting that whoever he bets on is going to lose. So we're gonna that's the funny shit about it. But it's just like, all right, you did the whole shit with Kendrick, you lost. Then on top of that, when the whole situation with Kendrick getting the Super Bowl, you want to come out and say some wild shit about oh, I didn't get the Super, like I denied the Super Bowl. No one asked you, nigga. Like no one asked you, bro. And then on top of that is like you, Drake, are gonna bypass the biggest hip hop stage that you can ever get is the Super Bowl, and you're gonna say no to that. You think I believe that shit? No. And do you think the NFL, if you told them no the first time, you think they're gonna ask you again? No. And then we got to stop. I mean, people got to stop believing Elliott Wilson on everything that he says. Like this motherfucker literally said the whole shit about the fucking that he can confirm that, oh yeah, Drake did get the offer, even though the NFL themselves came out and denied it, even though Jay-Z's group denied it. And I don't care if you want to believe them or not. Like the NFL is not going to sit here and lie. Like they don't owe any one of us in hip hop anything for them to lie and say that never happened. Then on top of that, you got the whole situation where Elliott Wilson's trying to say that Future and Drake, they're back together. When fucking Academics himself came out and said, nigga, that is not fucking true. So like we got to stop listening to Elliott Wilson, bro. Like I don't know what's up with him, and that's a whole nother story we can get into. But I just think Drake has been in the wrong side of history a lot. And then for him to, he bigged up Lil Wayne, and I know we're gonna talk about that here in a little bit. It's just like, yo, man, like we got to stop. We got to stop. Drake, go away, brother. I beg you, go away.
He's not. But this is a good segue. Speaking of Little Wayne, he just had his festival, the Little
The
Louisiana
Louisiana Fest.
Fest,
Yeah.
and you saw the reunion of the Hot Boys.
Mm-hmm.
They was on stage rocking it. Shout out to the Hot Boys. Um, but before that, this has always been the complaint about Lil Wayne. We can clearly see that he doesn't remember his uh his lyrics. And look, I understand because as a former artist as myself, it is very hard to remember some old stuff that you did back 5, 6, 7 years ago. Yeah, get on
Right.
stage and perform that stuff. So I get it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, brother, you can't do that on the Super Bowl stage, player. You can't be forgetting your lyrics. And that's one of the main reasons why he's not performing at the Super Bowl. And on top of, have you seen his performance? It's not the greatest. It's not the
Yeah.
greatest. It's kind of all over the place. Thank God for Juvenile and Turk and BG and all of them, because yeah, he's not, he as a performer, he's not there anymore. Maybe 10, 15 years ago, yes, but now, no, no, no. And this should have proved it. A lot of y'all was caping in them comment sections. I saw y'all over there. Oh, he killing it. Like, nah, not for the Super Bowl. Not for the Super Bowl.
Shout out to Just Mark, man. Appreciate you, bro, for watching the show right now. Look, man, we all love Lil Wayne, bro. He has a discography that some people think that can't be touched. You know what I mean? The mixtape game, he was one of the best in the mixtape game. I fuck with Lil Wayne. Let's call a spade, bro. That shit was ass. That performance was terrible, bro. It was not. There was nothing good about Lil Wayne's performance. Like there was nothing good about it. Like the screaming, the like he's never really had pyrotechnics and shit like that. I see he's trying to kind of show that, look, I could do the Super Bowl thing, man. I can have the lights in the background, I can pop my pelvis and shit. I can do all this, and I get it. He's trying to show that he can do it, but at the end of the day, man, and it was great to see him get love in New Orleans. Him get the key to the city. Mayor came out. I think that's all beautiful. He deserved that. You know what I mean?
Master P.
For his career and stuff like that, Master P and all that, for him, show him love, like give him his flowers while he's still alive. I'm never gonna deny that. But like, hey, y'all people gotta stop capping, bro. Like we all know that Lil Wayne's stage presence isn't the greatest. You even said it, like my man, has a hard time of remembering his lyrics. And yeah, he has thousands and thousands of songs. But I also like I think his drug addiction when he was going through all that really didn't help help that either. And I say that in a very sensitive manner because we all seen some of the scary episodes that Lil Wayne had to do, and I'm glad he's getting better and he's getting healthier. But with that lean situation and all that, it was getting kind of worrisome for Lil Wayne. But look, man, he has no business being on a Super Bowl stage, man. Like the only way he's gonna get on Super Bowl stage is if Drake gets the show, or if they do like kind of like a big hip hop segment, kind of like what they did with the West Coast. Maybe they do a South thing where they have like a Ludacris, a Lil Wayne, a Ti, a Jeezy type of situation. I think that would be pretty fly for whatever New Orleans or Atlanta show that they do have. You know what I mean? And then for people just to kind of assume that that it's in New Orleans that Lil Wayne should get the show, I think that's kind of weird too, in the sense that we only had that situation with the fucking LA one. You know what I mean? And then I get it. Some people might say, Pitbull had his in Miami or whatever, but I think they just go with on who is really popping at the time. And I mean, Kendrick has had one of the best years of hip hop in a very long time. So I think Kendrick Lamar is going to do a great show. Shout out to Lil Wayne, but this did not help his case on getting a Super Bowl show anytime soon. So
No, it did not at all. So, hey, man, it is what it is, bro.
that's what it
Shout out
is.
to Lil Wayne, though, man. I'm glad he got these accolades this weekend.
Nah, yeah, for real.
All right, man. Let's do our Bet US Surefire picks.
For sure, for sure. I'll do it. I did my Final Four version with BetUS. So I picked in my Final Four picks. So for the women, I have USC, I have South Carolina, I have UConn, and I have NC State. And then for the men's, I have Duke. They were plus 180. I have UNC. They were plus 450. I have St. John's plus 1,000. And then I have UConn plus 180. So those are my best picks.
Um, for the women, I got everybody you got except I'm replacing. You said NC State. I'm replacing NC State with LSU.
Okay.
Um, and then the men's side, uh, I like Duke,
Mhm.
UNC, uh, UConn, and Texas.
Okay. Okay. Texas. All right. Sounds good.
Also, take the Chiefs on the money line today.
Yeah. Take the Chiefs, bro. Like I think it's an easy fucking bet. I'll take. Yeah, I'll take the under, but take the beats. Take the Chiefs. I'll take the under.
All right, if you go to our any of our social media websites, you will see the Bet US link. Click on it. Go to the website for first time users. You deposit a minimum of $100 up to $5,000. Um, you put in the promo code Join125. You get 125% signing bonus plus 10% gambling insurance. What does that mean, Chris? If you bet, if you make three deposits of $100 and you bet and you lose, you keep your $100 because it's risk free. You know what I'm saying? So what better way than to go try to make you some money and still keep your money? Go to Bet US. Go ahead and sign up now and make you some money. All right, man. Let's talk about your Raiders, man.
Yeah.
Raiders is cleaning house. Luke Getsy gets the axe this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Things are shifting and changing with the Raiders. Y'all on y'all bye week. Antonio Pierce said he doesn't know who's gonna be calling plays. He doesn't know who's gonna be playing quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know who got it worse, you or the Saints. But yeah, how you feeling, man?
Like to answer your question, who has it worse? I think the Saints have it worse because for some reason they're still re-signing Alvin Kamara. Like they're still keeping all their players. They still got Derek Carr. So yeah, I don't know. Like at least we have over $100 million in cap space. At
Just
least we're trying to tank. Like Like, look, they got rid of Luke Getsy. They got rid of our online coach, James Craig. They got rid of our quarterbacks coach, Rich Scangarello. But look, man, we know this team isn't going to win anything this year. Like, we need to just take the L's, man. I've been saying this for the past month. I know Chris is getting tired of me repeating this shit, but this is reality. We need to tank. We need to get a high draft pick. I was really pleased with some of the results, and I know we're going to talk about these games here in a little bit that moved us up. You know what I mean, with the Titans win and the Panthers win and stuff like that. That really did help us out. So, and I know a lot of people are now asking for AP. Like, I don't think it looks good for AP at this situation. We all got to realize that his contract really isn't the reality that a lot of people think it is. I think it was a 2-year guaranteed contract. I think it's an easy out for them to get out of it next year. If you take the temperature in Raider Nation, I think a lot of people would probably want Ben Johnson. I think that would probably be the number one choice for them. I would probably agree with that. I would love to have Ben Johnson as our head coach. I think heading in that offensive mind realm, I think is in a great state. I think he could easily be the next Sean McVay, the next Shanahan, with how great we see his offense, how the creativity we see within him. But I think a lot of that has to come with Tom Brady. I think with Tom Brady, we're gonna start getting more. We're not feeling it now, but I think we'll start seeing more of it in the off season, like what the temperature is with Tom Brady. I don't want to see him get fired, but I think it's a high, more than highly possibility that AP is not going to be our head coach next year. I just think it's a high probability. I saw something with one of the guys I follow, Mo. He's like one of the Raiders, media guys. You know what I'm saying? And he posted something about John Gruden, and he reposted my thing. Shout out to him. That hopefully one day I can get you on the show. That John Gruden's kind of looking at the Saints and Raiders job, and I know he kind of did that in a funny sense, but I think he would have a little bit of an ear of that. And I know about the whole history in that Mark Davis never really wanted to fire John Gruden when that whole situation was going, that he wanted to keep him, but he was kind of forced his hand. But if that were to happen, I clearly stated I will not be a Raiders fan any longer. I would not do it, because we're moving in a situation where it's going backwards. We have a lot of old heads on our team. We have North Turner. We have what's my man Marvin Lewis. We got Joe Philbin. We have a lot of older mentality guys, but I think the way the league is going, we need progression. And I think Mark Davis needs to learn that. And I think Mark Davis needs to understand that we cannot be stuck in these old-minded ways, that we see the development of the NFL and the direction that it's going. It's in more of a new mind, more progressive state in NFL. And we see that. We see that with the likes of, the Washington the Washington Commanders. We see that with, Andy Reid developing and, him progressing that offense, and it more looking of like today's, you know what I'm saying? And we need to get in that route. So at the end of the day, am I pleased with this? Yes and no, because I think with Luke Getsy, I think we would never win another game. Now I'm just kind of curious to see what direction they go. But I think with them not having an idea on who's going to be calling plays, who our quarterback is going to be, it just also shows the dysfunctional situation that we're in. But then again, it could be a situation where they even know within themselves that they need to start tanking and losing these games. So we're going to do everything possible, keep Max Crosby as happy as possible, so he don't ask for a trade. I don't think he would, but we got to still check the temperature on that, you know what I mean, because he's one of our key cogs in our heart of our locker room. So I know a lot of fans aren't really happy right now, but I think this is the direction that the Raiders need to go, and we need to blow it up, and we need to start solidifying our future. And we have $120+ million in cap space. We have the potentials again in the top 1, 2, 3 draft pick that we can possibly trade up for, or even not even have to. We can just pick the guy that we want. So, this is long overdue, and it's just happening at this time. So we got to remain patient, and hopefully that, Tom Brady and Mark Davis and, this organization can move in a direction that can make us all proud to be Raider fans, and we can actually not be the laughing stock, that we can turn into the Detroit Lions and, switch our fate into being a more respectable team. So what are your thoughts about our situation?
I mean, looks like you're selling the stock, man. The AP stock, and you're trying to destroy and rebuild. I guess we'll see. We'll see what Tom Brady does. I would imagine that he's in Mark Davidson's ear and telling him that you guys need to tear everything down and rebuild it back up,
Yeah,
pretty much, and go in a different direction. Maybe Tom can steer the ship in the right way. You know what I'm saying? And make y'all a more respectable team, like you just said.
yeah,
It's got to start with the quarterback position first. You know what I'm saying? If y'all get y'all franchise quarterback,
yeah,
Shador, Cam Ward, you get somebody out and get somebody like that in there. Plus, add it on to a good head coach. You know what I'm saying?
yes,
That's really actually number one. You need a head coach because it don't matter if you did get Shador or Cam. If you got a bad head coach, it ain't gonna matter. So, excuse me, you definitely gonna have to get a better head coach in there. I don't know if it's AP. Like you said, I don't want the brother to lose his job, but it looks like the wheels is falling off fast. So
yeah,
I don't
quick,
know if
and it, yeah.
I don't know if he's gonna be able to survive this. This
And
for a while.
his contract sets up for him to not survive this. So,
Yeah.
and I agree with you. Like, we see the tweets every day with Shador Sanders. He was just in Vegas again this weekend. So, and then it's not a coincidence that he keeps tweeting after every loss about how happy he is. You know what I mean? So, we got that situation. Cam Ward, I think Cam Ward would be a nice fit. And then, we're even starting to hear, even Hondo has even kind of hinted that maybe the Raiders could potentially look into Anthony Richardson as well. I think that would be kind of a situation is if, we know for a fact that we can't get a Cam Ward or a Shador Sanders and then we don't want to trade all that, all the picks for those guys, then I could see them maybe potentially going after Anthony Richardson. I wouldn't be too opposed to that. But at the end of the day, I think Tom Brady is going to be kind of like the guy that's steering the ship for the Raiders for the foreseeable future. So I'm curious to see how it goes. I know people are probably going to link Bill Belichick. I don't know how that relationship is with Tom Brady and Bill. I know there was a little bit of friction there for a little bit, but we got to see what's up, man. Would Bill be willing to take this position? Knowing that it's a rebuild. I don't know if the Raiders would give him full control. They might give him full control. I don't know. I don't know how Tom Brady would feel about that situation. I think that's something else to look at as well. But we got to be patient. I'm gonna be patient. You know what I mean? I know what's up with this year. I know I was kind of going at it, but I'm feeling at ease, I would say, with everything going on. It's kind of something I was hoping for that would happen. So this has probably been the happiest I've been all year, in a weird way.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Let's talk about Jackson Hayes, man.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
I'm gonna let you lay this one out.
Jackson Hayes, if you're not made aware of it, he was arrested for a domestic disturbance back in 2021 with his then girlfriend Sophia Jamora. If I'm butchering that last name, I do apologize. But TMZ released a new video where it kind of shows him. Um, berating his girlfriend, yelling at his girlfriend, pushing her, even spitting on her at one moment in time in the video. And then, you can hear her clearly saying that she was tired of being his punching bag and so forth. So the NBA is reopening the investigation. Look, man, I'm gonna say this. I seen the video. It was pretty disturbing. Um, I'm surprised. I'm sure that NBA didn't have this video. I'm pretty shocked they didn't get a video like this because when they first initially investigated it, he didn't get any suspension time. But I think it's more and more likely that he will be. But I'm gonna be honest with you. After watching that video, I think Jackson Hayes shouldn't even be on the Lakers at this particular time. I think it was really disgusting to see that video and not him having the self control to calm himself down, to not berate his girlfriend, and then honestly just to see the pushing and then honestly the spitting at her was kind of like that really a lot of it rubbed me the wrong way, but that kind of took it overboard. And you kind of just hear her emotions, and you know what I mean, and her saying that she's tired of being a punching bag. And when you see that video, you have to believe what she's saying, because if you can't even control yourself in this situation, and and then at the same time, I saw a video of, I don't know if it was his boy or whatever, but I wish he would have tried a little bit harder to try to control the situation. But and it's kind of crazy that TMZ just gets access to all these videos. Like, I don't know who their plug is, but golly, man, they're the best. But that Jackson Hayes video was really disgusting, man. And I really hope the Lakers do the right thing, and I really hope they do cut him, and I hope the NBA gives him a lengthy suspension. Um, and then that he'll be able to take some courses, take some anger management program class and stuff like that. And then hopefully, I don't want to see this ruin his career, but it will be. And hopefully he can rehabilitate himself, that he can potentially get another chance. But at this moment in time, there's no reason why he should be playing basketball in this league. And I get it, it was a couple years ago, but he needs to get what he deserves in this situation, and he doesn't deserve the right to be playing this luxury sport that is the NBA. He doesn't deserve that luxury right now. He needs to take a back seat. He needs to have a sit down, because that was truly disgusting on what I saw in that video.
I saw a little bit of a clip of him. What I saw wasn't good. I agree with you. I'm piggyback off of what you just said. It was bad. I think he needs to be sat down. For a little bit, and rethink his life, and get his life in order, man, and
Mhm.
learn how to control his emotions, man. If it gets to a point where you feel like you got to hit a woman, then you need to leave. You don't need to even be
Absolutely.
with her. And if you got that type of problem where you feel like hitting a woman is, good, or a good thing to do, then you need help, brother. You need to go get you some help.
Spitting on her too, like that shit
Yeah.
was insane, bro. Like, I think, look, as professional athletes, bro, y'all have to understand, you guys have to be smarter in your situations, man. If you're in an argument with your girl, just walk out. You know what I mean? Just leave. You know what I mean? It's not worth you losing your career over. We have seen constant reminders with Rasheed Rice, and we saw with your boy who just got resigned with the Chiefs. What's his name?
Kareem
Um,
Hunt.
Kareem Hunt. We saw the situation with him, and he was luckily enough that he was able to get back into the league, and he found his way to return to the Kansas City Chiefs after what him being able to recover from that. So, but it's just like we've had too many instances where we've seen guys almost like ruin their careers because they can't control their emotions. And I get it, you know what I mean. You're in situations where it's it that your girlfriend or your wife may upset you, but there's no reason for you to put hands on a woman. There's no reason for you to spit on anybody, let alone your girlfriend, your mom, your brother, anybody. There's no reason to do anything like that. That shit's just insane to me. So
Yeah, I
prayers,
agree.
prayers, prayers to her. Prayers to her. Hopefully she's okay, and hopefully he can get the help that he needs.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Let's talk about it. Week 8 recap.
Let's do it.
All right, man. Let's start with Thursday night. Yeah, the Houston traveling to New York. New York Jets. Houston Texans are down receivers now. They don't have Nico Collins. Stephon Diggs is out for the season.
Yeah.
Um, and it showed in this game. Even though Tank Dell had a really good game, he had like 10 catches for 126 yards.
Mhm.
Um, but that offensive line for the Texans is bad. Like, they were killing them up there. That interior offensive line was just getting bludgeoned. But
Yeah.
and plus CJ Stroud, you could tell he was pressing because
Mhm.
some of those sacks was on him. Some of those, getting them out of field goal range was on him. Too many times he tried to spin one way, try to go the other way and throw the football, whatever. If he had just took the sack or throw the football away, they possibly would have had a chance to be in this game still, be in a field goal range. It didn't help that Firebomb missed a field goal too, um, later in the game. But Hey man, Garrett Wilson had probably one of the biggest catches in the year, even though people say it don't count. Some people don't say it count, but it's still one of the biggest catches of the game. Ultimately, won them the game pretty much. Um, and look, I still don't believe in the New York Jets. I still think they're not a good team. I don't even think they're gonna make the playoffs. But hey, whatever. They got to win, and Houston, they'll be fine. Once they get Nico Collins back, they'll be all right. I wouldn't be surprised if they possibly make a trade at the deadline. Coming up tomorrow. So we'll see on that. But Houston got to get better at that offensive line for sure.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Look, the Jets played one of the worst first halves I've ever seen in a football team. You know what I mean? I just think it came to a situation with the Texans that their O line was just not helping, so that offense couldn't get any rhythm at all. So it just gave the Jets too many chances for them to finally catch their rhythm. And then, a lucky catch from, I wouldn't say lucky, it was a very skilled catch. I still don't understand how that was a catch, but the NFL makes rules up as they go week by week. But at the end of the day, man, Garrett Wilson had an amazing catch, and I think that was kind of like the turn in the game. It sounds like Nico Collins is coming back next week for that huge game Sunday night against the Detroit Lions. That's going to be very huge. We got to see what's up with the trade deadline. There are rumors that Detroit's going to get Darius Smith, so that could help them a lot. We already know how dominant Detroit has been on that. The defenses look really amazing. I know we're going to talk about the Packer game here in a little bit, but I agree with you. They need to figure out that O-line situation. Joe Mixon has looked really good. Like they're like that offensive line is really good for run blocking, but pass blocking they are horrendous. So I feel bad for CJ Stroud, but they're gonna have to figure out a way with doing something with the play action pass. I don't think they do enough play action. They always go either if they're under center, they're running the ball, or if they're like in shotgun, it's either one of those two. At least when I'm watching the games, I could be wrong, but that's just kind of the feelings I get. I think with the addition of Nico Collins coming back next week, I think that will help. Nico Collins was one of the best receivers in the game before he went out with that hamstring injury, so that's only going to help them a lot. So that's going to make that game even more interesting to watch. So, but I think the Texans will be fine. I agree with you. The Jets, they're not a playoff team. They're not a really good team. I just think they benefited off the Texans being really injured at the particular time that they played. But I think the Jets who they play next week. They play the Arizona Cardinals. I don't see them beating the Arizona Cardinals in Arizona. I don't see that. But the Texans will be fine.
The Dallas Cowboys lose to the Atlanta Falcons 27-21. This game was really not that close. Atlanta kind of did what they wanted. I know Drake London kind of got hurt in this game. They said it's a hip pointer. He's day to day, they said. But Cowboys are a mess. They're not a good team. Dak might be out for a couple weeks now, they said, because he got hurt in this game. His hamstring was hurt. CD Lamb, he had an AC joint. They said it's not as serious. He probably going to play next week or this week coming up. But now they're going to be out without Dak. Micah's not played. Dexter Lawrence is out. Like, they should just blow this up, man. Be sellers. They might as well just trade some of these parts away. Trade Michael Parsons somewhere and get you some picks, man, because it's not good. Even the dog room agrees with me.
Yeah, Topanga definitely agrees with you. I agree with you. Like, Dak is officially going to be out for a couple weeks, maybe even close to a month at this point. They said it's a lot serious, more serious than they thought. So at that point, by the time he comes back, they're going to be out of playoff contention. It'll be towards the end of the year anyway. I think they should probably just sit Dak out for. I'll be surprised if he even plays the rest of this year. I think it'll just be smart for them just to sit him out, not even put him at risk. CD, I wouldn't be surprised if he sat out at least a couple games, especially with Dak not being out there. I know there's rumors that Michael Parsons coming back this week, but I'm like, what's the point? I know those guys want to play, but at this point, you might as well just save face. But Mike McCarthy's fighting for his job, but the way Jerry Jones is talking, Mike McCarthy might be back next year. So we just don't know the situation with Jerry Jones. We know he's not going to spend it in the offseason, so it's all going to come down to the draft. And if they're so poignant on sticking to the draft, they might as well just tank the year like the rest, and then maybe they can potentially get a Travis Hunter or something like that. I think that's or Will Johnson, or if they want to add a receiver, maybe they could get your boy Luther Burden or something like that, or add to the running game. Maybe they could get a Genty or something like that. They will have options. So, but will they use it in the correct way? who knows? Like, I think the Cowboys have been, if we had to grade their drafting capabilities, I think they've been pretty decent. I think it's a little bit above average. I'm not going to say it's like a home run, but with the Michael Parsons pick, Trevon Diggs and all that. Deron Bland. They've done pretty decent. Ezekiel Elliott and stuff, like even Dak. They've been able to hit some things. Their old line, they've
CD
been
Lamb, yeah.
CD Lamb. So like in the draft, you got to put faith in them as far as with that. I think they've been really good as far as like drafting players. It's just a free agency thing that I think they need that to help them get over the hump. But look, man, with the Falcons, like this is something that they needed. They needed this win. They're 6-3 right now, so it's good. Do I put the Falcons as like real true Super Bowl contenders right now? I do not. It's just something about this team that's just missing, and I don't think that Drake London injury helps. They still don't find consistency with Bijan Robinson. They still don't find consistency with Kyle Pitts. Those are your two guys that I think needs to get the ball a lot more. But for some reason that Darnell Mooney is like your number one receiver right now, which congrats to Darnell Mooney. Like no one's hating on that, but like Drake London was supposed to be your guy. Kyle Pitts was supposed to be your guy. Bijan Robinson was supposed to be your guy, but for some reason they're having a hard time creating plays for them. So I think that's something to keep an eye out. But with the Cowboys, it's over. It's time to look forward to the draft at this point.
The Buffalo Bills beat the Miami Dolphins 30-27. It was a back and forth, offensive back and forth. Tua actually had a really good game in here, but a few mistakes here and there. And what really gave Buffalo the game was the penalty at the end. Got them in field goal range. And Michael Poyer actually, ironically, cost Miami the game with the late hit or the contact hit on I forgot. I think it was Waddle. No, it was Keon Coleman. He hit, and they put him in field goal range, and ultimately that gave them the game. Buffalo ended up winning with a field goal, and but it was a good game. But hey, Buffalo, they're rolling. This is without Mari Cooper. Keon Coleman, he's starting to look pretty good, and James Cook.
I think he hurt his wrist yesterday, so I think they're waiting for MRI on that or something like that.
Yeah, and Khalil Shakir looked good too. So, like I said, Buffalo, they're going to be right there in the AFC in the thick of things. They're one of the teams that's going to be at the top. So, shout out to Buffalo. As far as Miami goes, I don't know where Miami goes from here. They're not having a good season. I know what's your name was out and he came back, and they're still, coming out from losses. So I don't know what they do from here. I don't know if they keep rolling with what they got, or they make a move, or whatever they do. But they're gonna have to figure some stuff out.
Yeah, I feel bad for Dolphins fans because this team should be, with Tua, I think they would compete within this division. I think it would have been the Bills and the Dolphins competing for this division because we see the explosion that they could have. Tyreek Hill seemed like he was starting to get in a little bit more of a rhythm to it. So it just sucks that we didn't get the opportunity to see this team functioning properly for the first month and some change. And, I'm sure with the Miami Dolphins, they're going to give some teams losses that they weren't expecting to lose, especially with Tua back. But, hopefully he could just stay healthy and they can progress. I agree with you. I don't know what direction that they go through. They're kind of in a weird place right now. Like, they have a lot of talent where you would think they could be contending for a Super Bowl, but at the same time, it all depends on the health of Tua. And, he's one hit away from being out 6 to 7 weeks every single time. So, and it's very crucial. They're gonna have to figure out that quarterback situation, and if they're gonna go younger, then that's when you gotta start asking yourself: is it time to trade Tyreek Hill for some draft picks? Is it time to trade Jalen Ramsey for some draft picks? Is it time to trade like a Raheem Mostert right now or something like that? Obviously Devon Achane, he played really amazing. He's probably going to be your go-to running back, and then obviously you can always draft another one. Raheem Mostert's in his mid-30s right now, so I think he should be. If we're going to start talking about trades, I think he should be in trade talks. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I think they should consider Jalen Ramsey. I think a lot of people would garner for Jalen Ramsey. I think your Chiefs would garner for Jalen Ramsey. I think a situation like the Buffalo Bills would garner for Jalen Ramsey. And I get they don't want to trade within their division, but I think it'll be a little bit more. You can stomach Jalen Ramsey more so like a top tier quarterback or a receiver in that situation. So and with the Buffalo Bills, man, they look really good. I think they need to be in the trade market for at least one more defensive player, whether it's defensive line or even a cornerback. But if they can figure that out within here in the next 24 hours. I really like this team. Josh Allen's playing like an MVP. Ray Davis, man, look, I love James Cook, and I think James Cook has looked amazing. But Ray Davis looks like the better of the running backs at this current time, man. Ray Davis looks like a monster. Every time I see him touch the ball, he's going for at least 15 to 20 yards every single time. Very powerful running back. So with that two-headed monster, along with Amari Cooper, when he comes back healthy, hopefully Keon Coleman's wrist injury is not that bad. Khalil Shakur is looking like a new age Tyler Lockett out there. It's dangerous, man, and they can definitely scare your team. We know Josh Allen isn't scared to go head to head with Patrick Mahomes. We seen him go into Arrowhead and have one of his best games of his career. So that's one team I think the Chiefs should definitely keep their eye on for sure.
Yeah, for sure. The Cincinnati Bengals beat your Raiders 41-24. Joe Burrows had 5 touchdowns. He had that one bad pick. I don't know what the hell he was doing on that one. He was trying to keep y'all in the game, I guess. I don't know. But outside of that, they pretty much and this is what you wanted. They pretty much dominated you guys up and down the field as far as on offense goes. There's really nothing really to talk about here. Just Joe Burrows had a good game. He was pissed off for whatever reason, but they won.
Yeah. There's not really much to talk about this game. Obviously, we already discussed the whole situation with the Raiders and them, getting rid of Luke Getsy, pretty much their whole offensive line, their whole offensive coaching staff. They pretty much got rid of. We know what's up with the Raiders, man. They need to just tank for the year. As far as like with the Bengals, like, look, man, congratulations, you won a game against the Raiders, but this team is not a playoff team. They're still not a playoff team. Joe Burrow, look, he's having a good year. If you look at his numbers, he's having an excellent year, but not getting the wins. That offensive line is still sketch. I like Brown in the backfield, but consistently running the ball has still been a problem for them. T. Higgins is still out. Mike Gesicki was literally the star of the show for them yesterday.
Like Travis Kelce out there.
He was gritty, and every time I looked up at the goddamn TV, I was like, God damn. And then look, that defense is nowhere close to being as it used to be. So at the end of the day, this is not a playoff team. I know Dan Orlovsky keeps saying that the Bengals are going to be the ones that the Chiefs don't want to play. Like, look, the Chiefs ain't got to worry because Joe Burrow ain't going to be there in the playoffs. So I get it, Joe Burrow. Everybody wants to say Joe Burrow is like the scariest quarterback next to goddamn Patrick Mahomes, even though i.e. Lamar Jackson is playing better. Josh Allen's been playing really good. Jared Goff has looked amazing. Hell, Matthew Stafford has looked amazing. So it's not just one, but yeah, that team is not playoff bound. So we got to relax on that.
Yeah, I agree. They got a big game Thursday though.
Yeah, Ravens. I can't wait to watch that one. That one's gonna be good. That one's gonna be really good.
Chargers beat the Browns 27-10. Browns, they looked like they didn't even want to be there. Guys were wide open, dog. Like, did you watch this game?
Jameis Winston looked fucking ass, bro. I Njoku for my fantasy so bad, and he refused to throw Njoku the ball, and I saw him open several times. I was like, bro,
my man was just throwing it. He wasn't even throwing it to receivers. He was just throwing it. He's like,
yo, I gotta get out, bro. I gotta get out.
He just threw it, and it just threw it triple coverage, quadruple coverage. He was just picking the ball off, and then on defense. Guys were just wild. Quentin Johnson looked like the second coming. He was wide open.
Yeah, he was looking
Josh
like
Palmer, all wide open. J.K. Dobbins was just running through massive holes. Like, it was just. But shout out to the Chargers, man. Like I said, Chargers one of them teams that if they get another piece and they're healthy, the Chargers can make some noise. Jim Harbaugh got this team playing really well. I ain't saying they Super Bowl contenders or anything like that. But they can upset somebody in the wild card, I think.
No, 100%. We all said it. Like, look, Jim Harbaugh's gonna have this team competing for a Super Bowl, And I know me and you hate to say it, but they're gonna look. It's gonna be tough. Like this division is gonna get tougher. Like I expect my Raiders to get better, and the Chargers are going to get better. And then like, look, I know with Bo Nix, and we're gonna talk about him. Like I do like some things that I do see from him. Like I know they got blown out by the Ravens, but this division is gonna get tough here pretty soon. But look, man, the Chargers is like, I gotta salute Johnson. I know I talk mad shit about Johnson, especially coming out of TCU and how terrible he looked at that national championship where he didn't get one single catch. And then last year, how terrible he looked. He's literally shut me the fuck up. So, I'm always gonna, shout out. I did this with Najee Harris. I'm a man of my word, bro. So I salute to you, my brother. You are balling the fuck out. Lad McConkey, I see the specialness within you. I always liked my lad. And, with him, Justin Herbert, J.K. Dobbins, salute to him. I'm glad to see him finally healthy for a full year. It looks like, he's had some, some troubling history with his injury. So I'm really glad to see him thriving. And then obviously, like this defense, they do have pieces on that defensive side, a little bit older, some young. So I'm surprised. I know they're not going to trade nobody, but I'm surprised they don't consider trading like a Khalil Mack or something, or even a Joey Bosa, just to try to add some youth to this team in the future. We all know they're not winning the Super Bowl. They have a great chance of getting a wild card spot. But I'm surprised they don't at least think about that. And then with the Browns, man, like Jameis Winston, that was the worst game I ever. That shit was terrible, bro. I'm surprised they didn't just go right back to Dorian Thompson. You know what I mean? At that point, like, bro, you were like, that was that bad. And me and Chris, we fuck with Jameis Winston. We really like Jameis Winston, bro. We all know you're a good dude, my brother. But that was terrible, bro. That was pretty bad, bro. That was crazy. That was crazy.
The Tennessee Titans beat the New England Patriots 20-17.
Yeah.
This was a terrible game to watch. I just want to let you know that Drake May looked good, but this is a terrible game. New England. I will say this: you got a future. You do got a future. You just gotta get some. You just gotta get some weapons around this kid. I do like the Douglas kid. He's all right. I like him.
Yeah.
Ramondre Stevenson. He's a good running back. But outside, and then the defense is always going to be good because y'all got pieces over there too. But y'all got to get some more explosiveness on this team if y'all want to get the best out of Drake May. The kid almost won y'all the game yesterday. Yeah, man, it was a terrible game to watch, though.
Yeah, honestly, like I think the Patriots on Travis Hunter watch. I think they're on Travis Hunter watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all know. I think that would be a good fit for him. Now, will Travis Hunter want to go to New England? That's a whole nother story. I don't know, but I think he'll be a good fit. Drake, man, he'll be fine. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think we see the element of him and his athletic ability. He had 8 carries for 95 yards. He was 29 of 41, 206 with one TD. He had that really good TD where he bought a lot of time at the end to get them into overtime. So stuff like that you do like to see. He did have a couple bad picks in there, but he's a rookie, man. He's gonna go through his stuff, man. So the Patriots will be fine. As far as with the Titans, though, that's another team. I don't know what direction they're going. I really don't know what direction they're going. Obviously, you have Will Levis. Are they done with Will Levis? Are they decommitting from Will Levis? So that means they're back into the quarterback situation. But at the same time, what quarterback would want to go here? Is this a Carson Beck situation? This could possibly be a Carson Beck situation. This could possibly be a Dylan Gabriel situation. Maybe a Quinn Ewers, depending on how his situation's going, or a Will Howard or something like that. I definitely can't see Shador or Cam Ward go here. I cannot. I don't know if they would want to go there, but Cam Ward is a little bit more humble than I was. I wouldn't like to say he was humble. I think Shador is humble too, but I don't think he's as outspoken as Shador. I think Shador is going to literally try to dictate where he wants to go. I don't think Cam Ward would be, but with the Titans though, it's going to be a struggle for them. It's a lot of terrible teams out there, so I think this could be a really good Carson Beck situation for them.
Yeah, I can see that. The Washington Commanders beat the New York Giants 27-22. Commanders were, Jaden Daniels being Jaden Daniels. He had a really good day. The Giants are just the Giants, man. Daniel Jones, like, literally, Dayball did everything in his power not to see this kid throw the football. He had 0 passing yards, I think, in the first half.
Did you see that statistic where he was like, what was it? He was like 6 for 6 for like 1 yard or something. I don't know. It was like
Yeah,
some weird shit. I don't know what it was, but
yeah. He literally did everything he could not to get this kid to throw the ball because he's scared he's gonna throw a pick. Like that's how bad Daniel. Just put Drew Lock in, man. Just put Drew Lock in. At this
yeah,
point, just put Drew Lock in.
I don't like the only reason why I would think they're gonna stay with Daniel Jones is just because they know they want to get a quarterback. So he's probably their best in the best position to put them in a high draft pick spot.
Yeah.
Because there is offensive talent there. Like you do have offensive talent. You got Malik Neighbors. I love Tracy Jr. I think Devin Singletary. I wouldn't be surprised if he got traded. I think he should just be on the block right now. I think there's some cats that need to consider Devin Singletary. And I think Devin Singletary is that was 5 yards, 1 TD. Yeah, it was wild. I'm like, yo, how the fuck does that happen? But look, man, and then with the Commanders, bro, they're 7-2. I love the consistency with this team. That this defense has been getting better and better.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have Brian Robinson again, so we all know how physical he can be. But Austin Eckler was able to provide some explosion out there. Jaden Daniels, his numbers weren't too crazy. He was 15-22 with 209 with 2 TDs, but we see the consistency. Like he looks like a veteran quarterback out there. Like you know what I mean? Like he's like no matter. And it's a great thing with Jaden Daniels is because whenever a team answers them, he always has an answer back for that team. Like if a team comes down and scores, Jaden Daniels always puts up points on that board, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown. So I think that's really impressive. They got a big game next week. I think they play the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think I'm definitely want to watch that game. That's going to be one of the games right there. So I'm very curious to see that, especially against that Pittsburgh Steelers defense. They're going to have some hope cooked meal with it being in Washington. So, but man, the Commanders look amazing, man. It's pretty much down. It's pretty much going to be between them and the Eagles for this division. I'm very curious to see how that game goes. And I think they play next week or the week after or something. So,
yeah.
Shout out to Taylor, man. He's easily the rookie of the year right now.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think it's close either. The Panthers beat the Saints 23-22. Bryce Young had a pretty decent game. I'd like to see that the kid had a smile on his face. I'm happy for Bryce Young, man. I want to see the kid succeed. But the Saints, it's not looking good over there in New Orleans. Got Michael Thomas talking trash.
Coach got fired today.
Dennis Allen got fired. You got Colin Saunders saying he want to play quarterback. Yeah, Derek Carr chasing Cam Jordan.
Yeah, Cam Jordan was like, yo, fuck, I don't want to get on the fucking bus. Get me out of this motherfucker. Let me ask you, how many players do you see getting traded from the Saints by tomorrow?
I can see about 2 or 3. Marshawn Lattimore for sure.
I think Cameron Jordan wants to go, bro. I think he wants to go.
Does too. I wouldn't be surprised if he's gone.
And then I think Tyrann Mathieu deserves it. I think if Tyrann Mathieu can find his way to the Baltimore Ravens, I would love that. I would love that. Either him or Marshawn Lattimore, I would love that. I would love that situation. But yo, salute to the Panthers. Thank you so much for getting this win, because you know what that does? That just puts us a little bit higher to getting my guy Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward, preferably Shedeur. So shout out to the Panthers. I need y'all to win one more from me, my guy Bryce Young. Salute, my G. You deserve to get put on a new team, man. So, but yo, shout out to the Panthers, man. They're showing. It shows a lot with their coach that this team is fighting with what they're going through and all that. This team is still fighting. This team is still playing really hard for their head coach. So that says a lot about their head coach, the young head coach that they got. So I think that's really promising for them. I just think they need to find their quarterback, get that all line right, find some offensive weapons. Obviously, they got rid of Deontay Johnson. You do have Xavier Legette. I think Adam Thielen is really close to getting traded. I wouldn't be surprised if he got traded by tomorrow afternoon. So, but we got to salute the Panthers, man, for still playing hard in the situation that they're going through, man, how dysfunctional that organization has been. So, and we got to shout out to Bryce Young, man. He's literally been a true professional through the whole situation that he's gone through. So,
yeah, I like what I'm seeing from Legette. They starting to get that tight end. Sanders involved too. I like
Jonathan Brooks back yet. So
yeah, once he gets into the lineup, they probably gonna be a lot better running the football. Even though Chuba Hubbard is actually
Chuba Hubbard's good. Yeah, for sure.
He's playing really good ball. And I also like the other receiver they got, Coker. Jalen Coker. He's really good too. So they got young talent over there. They just got to get get that chemistry and get that offensive line right. If they get that old
Yeah.
line right, I think Bryce Young will play a lot better, as you saw yesterday, and he'll play with a lot more confidence too. So
Yeah, if
he
this
made some
owner,
really because he made some really good throws yesterday.
he
So
did, he did. He looked.
that
He
interception wasn't even his fault.
it wasn't.
That D-back just snatched it out of the gets on.
Oh yeah. That Leggett should have caught that ball. I was more on
Yeah.
Leggett than it was
Yeah.
Bryce Young. I think Bryce Young played a really great game.
Yeah.
And if this owner could just take a back seat and just allow this team to be ran properly, I think the Carolina Panthers are in a good spot. Like I really think they're in head. I think they're in a good place where they can produce young talent. And be able to be contending in the next 3-4 years. I think they just need to add some pieces, like just slowly get better. Like if this guy just steps aside, I wouldn't be surprised if this team turned into like a 5, 6, 7 win team next year. I wouldn't be surprised by that. They have a lot of young talent with J.C. Horn and all those guys. You talked about Leggett. You talked about Jonathan Brooks. You talked about if they want to decide to stick with Bryce Young or whoever and give him another chance, or even if they were to get another young quarterback or whatever, if they can just add some depth to this offensive line, bro. Like this team could surprise some teams next year and possibly win like 6-7 games. You just never know, especially in that division. Like that division, the NFC South is hit or miss every year.
Yeah, it is. All right, man. The Ravens demolished the Broncos 41-10. This game was not close whatsoever.
No,
the Ravens did whatever they wanted on offense and on defense. Lamar Jackson had another stellar performance. So did Derrick Henry. And, man, look, the Ravens are rolling. It was good for them to get this win after that bad loss last week against the Cleveland Browns.
Definitely. Yeah, all their losses. The Raiders lost. Like, obviously, the Kansas City loss wasn't it wasn't surprising. Like, you know what I mean? I think they weren't rolling. And I didn't think they gave Derrick Henry enough time with the ball. But the Raiders loss was weird. The Browns loss was just weird. This team should easily be probably like 7-1. You know what I mean? Should easily be 7-1 or even 8-1.
So yeah, it was But yeah, man, the Ravens are rolling, man. And they got a big game on Thursday, man. So they could pretty much wrap up the division almost.
Yeah, if they win, I think if they win, they
wrap up the division.
So. Pretty much, almost, not officially, almost. And
they still got the Steelers. I mean, you still got to play.
Yeah, you still got to deal with the Steelers, but look. I know the score doesn't say it, but I actually liked what I saw from Bo Nix. I really did. Yeah. I thought he looked really explosive. He looked like he was more comfortable in that offense. I don't think that defense helped him out. I was surprised how bad that defense played yesterday, especially that touch. I was happy with the Zay Flowers touchdown, but that was some bad tackling, some bad angles.
Horrible. It was horrible, man.
That was bad. So,
there was 2 dudes there. It
was like 3. Like, bro, what are y'all doing? So, and then obviously Zay Flowers looked amazing. Like Derrick Henry, like they didn't even get Deontay Johnson in there that much. So he's only going to get in there. I don't even think he played that much. So he's only going to get more time. So you add that on top of you got Keaton Mitchell coming back with Derrick Henry, with Isaiah Likely. Mark Andrews looks like he's getting healthier. Zay Flowers looks amazing. Deontay Johnson and Rashad Bateman. Like this, hey, look, Lamar, you got the weapons, baby. Like this is the year, bro. This is the year, my guy. Like I know it's gonna be a little tougher with Kansas City and Buffalo playing well. Even the Steelers, I think we got to put more respect on the Steelers with Russell Wilson being involved in that too. So I think the AFC is really tough this year. But if this is gonna be any year you make the Super Bowl, this is the year, man. This is the year for Lamar. Obviously, it all comes down to how he performs in the playoffs. Like no one's really worried about him in the regular season anymore. Like we know how great Lamar Jackson is. It's just can he bring that to the playoffs, man? And hopefully, I know you don't want to see it, but hopefully he's able to bring that. You know what I mean? Because I think Lamar Jackson could literally be the scariest football player in the world if he's able to get over his hump over the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. The Eagles beat Jacksonville 28-23. Saquon had an awesome game. Probably had the highlight of the year with the backwards hurdle.
I saw something funny. Somebody's like, "Look, the only addition to Madden 26 is going to be that play right there where you can hop over backwards."
Yeah,
that'll be the only thing.
But Jacksonville almost came back and won this game. they tried to make a late push, but it just wasn't enough.
Mm.
Uh, Trevor Lawrence, he had a pass to the corner of the end zone that didn't get there, and or got picked off, I think. And yeah, man, just Jacksonville is going downhill, man. Dougie P is on fire and watch. Uh, I don't know where Jacksonville goes from here, but the Eagles. I know what's your name got hurt, but they said it's not serious. AJ Brown got hurt, but it's not as serious. Devontae Smith had a great catch too, in the back of the end zone too, over the shoulder catch. But other than that, Eagles, they're good, they're cool, but they still seem like they're a little off. But you know,
Let me ask you: if the Eagles would have lost this game yesterday, well, they clearly could have lost. What do you think? Do you think Sirianni gets fired today?
I don't know. I don't think he gets fired, but it's not gonna be looking good for him.
Yeah,
It wouldn't look good for him
I don't
to
think it would
lose to
look good.
Lose to Jacksonville at home. Yeah,
Yeah, especially with them, I think they outgained them like 200 yards or something crazy like that. Like Jalen Hurts had a really good game.
mm-hmm.
Saquon Barkley looking like the second best running back, maybe even the first. Obviously, we all think Derrick Henry's been the best running back, but Saquon Barkley's literally like 1B right now.
Yeah.
Look, the Eagles have a lot of questions. I think they still have a lot of questions that need to be answered, especially on that defensive side. I'm curious whenever they play the Commanders. That's the one I'm circling. I really need to see that game. I think that's really, that game is really going to dictate who has control, or I think who's going to win this division. So, we just gotta see, man. Like Philly, we gotta see them play against really good teams, like against Jacksonville and all these other teams. You're kind of struggling and stuff like that. So, we just got to see. But with Saquon, and if AJ Brown could come back healthy, they're always going to have a chance.
Yeah, for sure. The Cardinals beat the Bears 29-9. Kyler Murray had a pretty decent day, but it was all about this Cardinals defense. They was giving Caleb Williams fits.
Yeah,
and that offensive line is not good for Chicago. They need to fix that offensive line. Do something. Now, I ain't going to put it all on the offensive line because Caleb Williams, he can sometimes hold the ball too long. But I don't know where the Bears go, especially coming, off a bye week. You would expect, them to look better. But they look worse.
Yeah.
And the Cardinals look like they're wrong. They're number one in the NFC West right now. They do got to win over the 49ers. They look like they're rolling. Kyler Murray looks comfortable with this team, and this defense is getting better and better. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what's up. I agree with you with everything you said, man. Like with Kyler Murray, they're going to be surprising. Like this division is up for grabs right now. Like we see how just combined everybody is. Everything's just conjoined together right now with this team. With the Bears situation, like I don't know what they're doing with Matt Eberflus. I don't know why he's still the head coach. And then I'm a DJ Moore. Like what are you doing? Okay? What are you doing, bro? Like what are you doing, bro? Like I'm gonna just say, bro, you're getting my hell no of the week, bro. Like there's no reason why you should be walking off that field, bro. That shit was disgrace. And I get it. Some people are like, oh, he was limping, but look, man, like still, you still got it. You still can't do that. It's just a bad look. It's the same situation. I think that look is way worse than Anthony Richardson. Me personally, I think that looks way worse than what Anthony Richardson did. So I'm surprised people aren't talking about that more. But the Bears, they got a lot of stuff to work on. That offensive line doesn't really help Caleb Williams. That disgruntled wide receiver. You got a head coach that has no idea what the hell he's doing right now. You left him out there and got him hurt at the end of the game that had no meaning at that point in time. You weren't winning the situation. I get it. You want to try to get him reps, but I think his health is way more important, right, at that particular time than him getting reps. So, just all and clearly, it all comes down from that Hail Mary against the Commanders. How this situation would look different if your boy 29 wasn't doing that dumb shit and was aware of the situation, and then now you lost 2 in a row just like that. Now your whole season's just upside down at this particular point. Like it's with the way the Lions are playing and the Packers are playing, and the Minnesota Vikings, you're pretty much out of the hunt for winning this division and having a chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah. Uh, the Detroit Lions beat the Green Bay Packers 24-14. Lions looked like they were just in control this whole game. Packers, they just looked all out of sorts, especially on offense. That weather was really affecting them. The rain,
Yeah, that was crazy. That was
yeah,
Cardinals game. That was Cardinals game.
yeah, the rain was really affecting the Packers. Like they couldn't get nothing going. Balls kept slipping. They kept slipping. Drop passes in the end zone. Like it was just a bad day for Green Bay, and Detroit took full advantage of that. Detroit is the best team in the NFC right now. They are the best team. They're better than everybody. If they get a pass rusher, if they can get a Darius Smith or somebody like that, they're going to be rolling, and it's going to be their time, their division to lose, their conference to lose to get to the Super Bowl. So I like what I'm seeing. Coach Campbell, he's got these guys rolling, and Packers will be fine. They'll be okay. I just think it was a bad day at the office, but I think they'll be fine. They're still a playoff team. I don't think they win the division now, but I do think that they have a chance to still get to the playoffs. But Detroit is clearly the best team in this division.
Yeah, as you said, Detroit is literally the best team, and I think they're playing the best football at any team in the league right now. I think even more so than the Chiefs, offensively and defensively. So if they can add as Darius Smith, they're only going to get way better on that defensive line, including if the potential to win the Super Bowl to get Aiden Hutchinson back. They don't have Jamison Williams now because he's being suspended. So you get him back, that's another explosion on that offensive side. And on top of that, they still haven't really given Laporta no love. Like Laporta has been quiet this whole year. So that's another weapon that they got to figure into and try to figure out how to get him the ball more. You know what I mean? So this team is just loaded, and they should easily win this division. And I don't see anybody competing with them to get to the Super Bowl. Honestly, I know a lot of people still have high hopes for the 49ers, and them obviously they're going to get Christian McCaffrey back this week. Sounds like so. We got to see how that looks. But with the Eagles situation and the Packers and all that, I really don't see anybody giving them a hard time. I love Jaden Daniels, but I don't even see the Commanders giving them a run for their money at this particular time. So, and then with the Packers, as I said, like it's something about Jordan Love. Like I like Jordan Love, but it's just something about him and his turnover prone stuff that is just makes you just eyebrow raise with certain situations like that. And then obviously, he was still affected by the groin. So
yeah, he was limping around.
I was surprised they low key let him play at the end of the day. I think more so they want to have him healthy going into the latter part of the year and get him healthy. So I was a little surprised by that. But Jaden Reed had an amazing game, 5 receptions for 113 yards. Look, man, I think the Packers will make the playoffs. They just have too much talent on this team not to make the playoffs. Josh Jacobs had a decent game too. So, but this Lions team is just on another level right now.
I agree. The Rams beat the Seattle Seahawks 26-20 in overtime. Matthew Stafford had a really good game, 298, 2 touchdowns. Cooper Kupp had 11 catches, 104 yards. Now Puka Nacua got ejected for the game for throwing a punch at a player. So he was ejected for the game, but DeMarcus Robinson went off in this game. 6 catches, 94 yards, and 2 touchdowns with the game-winning touchdown in the end zone.
Right.
He went off, and Geno was just terrible in this game. 3 interceptions. This is what you get with Geno, man. You get the good, and you get the bad. You'll have a game where he'll throw for 450 and 4 touchdowns. You get him when he throw for 450, 4 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Yeah. But Jackson Smith and Jigba is a star. Get him the ball more.
Yeah, my man showed up.
Killing the Rams.
And Jigba's finally showed out, man. 7 receptions, 182 TDs, man. He looked amazing. We see how explosive he can be. Look, man, I think they need to make a decision. Like I know there's people in Steelers world is hoping that DK Metcalf after this performance gets traded. I don't think that's happening. I think if anybody gets traded off this team, I think it's a Tyler Lockett situation. I do. So I'm gonna rename the trash cans in the house Gina. Oh, that's crazy. That's insane. Like, yeah, Gino is he's Gino, man. You don't know what you're gonna get week in and week out, man. He's like one of the true Jekyll and Hyde quarterbacks in our league. That one week he can look MVP ish, and the other week he can look like he could be the next like Zach Wilson. Like it just is what it is at this point. Sooner or later, I think they're gonna have to figure out their quarterback situation with that because it's just too inconsistent with him. I think with the Rams, this is why the Rams are scary. This is why I said don't sleep on the Rams potentially winning this division. Like with the addition of obviously Puka Nacua, he did get ejected by doing something dumb, but obviously he'll be back next week. But with him, with Cooper Kupp, with Kyron Williamson, shout out to your boy Demarcus Robinson. He played an amazing game, amazing catch at the end in overtime, one-handed. He looked amazing, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So like this team is explosive. Matthew Stafford has looked amazing. I'm loving the defense that they have.
Fisk, man, Fisk is a problem, bro.
Like,
I know Verse is a problem, but Fisk was.
Yeah, and they're young. They're young.
Yeah. Brian Young.
Like, yeah, they're young. They're only gonna get better, man. Imagine if Aaron Donald was still on this team. This team would be fucking nasty.
They'd be a Super Bowl contender.
They'll be a true Super Bowl contender. So, like, look, man, like, you got to worry about this team, bro. Like, Matthew Stafford and them are a problem. And with Puka and Cooper Kupp are healthy, bro, their passing game is one of the best. So, and they're two great route runners, explosive receivers, man. They're big receivers too. They're not small. They're big receivers that can get around. So, if I had to
Williams,
you know what I mean? Kyron Williams, Blake Corum, he's came in, he's looked pretty promising too with some certain plays that he comes in. They still even got Tyler Higbee back. I don't know when he's expecting to come back, so that's another weapon they could potentially get back too. And then who knows if they're going to do anything in the trade down. I would assume they won't. I think they'll pretty much stand pat and then kind of just build in the draft and free agency. But look, man, with everything going on right now, you would kind of have to say the Rams are low-key favorites to win this division if they could just stay healthy. I know that's been one of their bigger problems, but with the mind of Sean McVay, man, this team is always going to be an issue, man. So be on the lookout for these Rams, man, for real.
Yeah. The Vikings beat the Colts 21-13. This score is not really indicative of how this game went. Flacco didn't have a good game at all. They had the fumble, handoff, and the Vikings, they were comfortable in this game. Justin Jefferson was great in this game, did his thing. Aaron Jones had a pretty decent game too. But this game was more so about Flacco playing bad. He just wasn't good at all today. Now, I imagine they'll still go with him going forward, but if he has another bad game, I wouldn't be surprised they go back to AR.
Yeah, like I'm be honest with you, I did not watch this game. I did not. So my question to you is, do you think they should just go to AR and just let him run? Like, because like I get it, Joe Flacco, he had a couple of good games. He had the Cleveland Browns situation where he got into the playoffs, but like if you were going to lose this game anyway, you should just have Anthony Richardson just play and get his reps in. You know what I mean? Like, shouldn't you just allow him to play, or is it too late for them to go back now?
I don't think it's too late to go back. I just think that if Flacco has another bad outing like this, then you got to put AR in, because now it's just like it's not getting any better. So if you're gonna get bad Flacco, you might as well just get the young kid back up in there. You know what I'm saying? You sat him down, you disciplined him, and shout out to AR. He was a good teammate last night. You know what I'm saying? He was high fiving everybody when they was getting off the field. He was right there, last one off the field to, high five all the guys. He was a really good teammate. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's learned from this. And if they do put him back out there, I'm not mad at it. But I think they're going to give Flacco one more chance. If Flacco has another bad game, then you put AR back out there.
Yeah. Okay.
That's pretty much. And as far as the Vikings go, they needed this win. They had two back-to-back losses. One against Detroit, and the other one was who they played last week? The Rams.
Rams, yeah.
Yeah, so they had two tough back-to-back losses. Both games, they were right there in it, and even the Vikings, the Rams game, that controversial no call, that kind of hurt them too. But they needed this win. They was hungry for this win, and it was good for them to get back in the winning circle. Sam Darnold, he had a pretty solid game, and Look, the Vikings are still right there in the thick of things. I don't think they win this division, but I do think they make the playoffs.
Yeah, like the Vikings, I'm looking at their schedule right now. They're at the Jags and they're at the Titans. They're at the Bears. They got the Cardinals, Falcons, Bears, at Seahawks. I think their biggest games are the two ones at the end of the year. But for the most part, man, their schedule isn't really that hard, man. So I'm gonna be surprised if they're competing to try to get maybe a top two seed or maybe
I hope not. I don't want them to beat the Bills. I don't want that sizzle to be gone for our matchup.
watch Flacco beat the Bills next week. Nah, man, I think the Bills are winning that game. I think the Bills are winning that game. Where's it at? Indianapolis or is it in Buffalo?
That's
Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. It's at Indianapolis. It's at Indianapolis. So
I'll see.
yeah, we'll see. I think Buffalo wins that game though. I think they're too explosive right now.
Look ahead games. That's true. They could be looking ahead.
And then obviously your boys play tonight, man. What's your expectation on tonight, man?
Whoop their ass. That's my damn expectations. God damn it. Come on, man. Get out this funk offense. I need some points. 30. Put 30 on that head.
All right, so you need 30. We talked about it earlier. D Hop is supposed to get a little bit more love today. What do you think his numbers look like tonight?
I can see like 6 catches, 80 to 90 yards, maybe a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Something like that.
Okay. And then is there any news on Isaiah Pacheco yet?
They looking at November,
Any particular game in November?
like mid-November,
Okay. Like with the Bills game?
maybe a little bit after that. Maybe after that.
Okay. After that. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I only asked that because of fantasy
Your
purposes.
fantasy league.
I mean, that's the only reason why I care. So I need Pacheco to come back. ASAP.
And man, and my heart goes out to the rookie tight end, Jared Wiley. He's out for the season. He tore his ACL in practice, man. I had high hopes for the kid, but speedy recovery, kid.
Yeah, man. Anybody that got seriously injured, yeah, Chris Olave. Hey, prayers out to you, my brother. Hopefully you feel all right. That was pretty nasty right there. Oh yeah, I had to ask you, what were your thoughts on the Derek Carr situation? Like, do you think? Obviously, you know, you kind of hinted at a little bit with Michael Thomas and stuff like that. But what were your thoughts on the throw that got Chris Olave hurt? Do you agree with Michael Thomas, or do you think it was just a situation that it's just football?
I don't know. That's a sticky situation, man, because I don't think Derek Carr had any ill intent to try to get Chris Olave hurt. I just think it was just one of those plays, man, where the defender's right there and they sandwich right in between Chris Olave, and it's just unfortunate. It's football, man. I mean, that's what it is at the end of the day. It's just football. Yes, can you make throws that don't get your receiver killed? Of course, but I don't think it was that situation. I think it's just one of those unfortunate situations. Now, I'm just now hearing about the relationship between him and Michael Thomas. Obviously, him and Michael Thomas didn't get along. He didn't like him. He said it in the press conference.
That's an understatement right now. My boy despises him.
Yeah, I guess he thinks that what's your name ended his career. Derek Carr ended Michael Thomas's career. I think it was more so the injuries that ended his career, but whatever. But you know, it's an unfortunate situation. But I'm not gonna, you know.
No, I agree with you.
I don't think it was ill intent from Derek Carr to try to get out.
No, I don't think it was ill intent. Are there some throws that Derek Carr makes that are a little questionable where he should be able to not put his wide receiver in harm's way? I do agree with that. I think the quarterback needs to be more responsible in putting his receivers not in harm's way. And you know, we have seen things with Derek Carr where some of his throws have gotten some of his receivers hurt. So like, look, man, we can't sit here and deny how Michael Thomas feels. That's the way he feels. He's the one that played with him. I know we didn't, so he should have a say. If that's how he feels, that's how he feels. But we all know that. We all believe that Derek Carr isn't a bad guy, that he tried to do his best that he can as a quarterback. Like, you know, he has some issues with some accuracy problems and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, all we can hope is that Chris Olave is feeling good today. I know he kind of tweeted out that he's fine, but you know, I think that's something that they need to be a little wary about with Olave. He's had a a concussion problem history, even I think in his college days. So, I know how much we get on Tua. I think Chris Olave is in that same degree as far as like people need to keep an eye on Chris Olave, and that Chris Olave should take a little bit more precaution, especially in the position that he's in receiver. At least with the quarterback situation, you have an O line that tries to protect you. You have rules that protect you. Same so as receivers, but at the end of the day, I think Chris Olave needs to maybe he should start considering wearing one of those caps on the helmet
Mhm.
to maybe protect him with his head because it's been a couple scary situations with Chris Olave as well. But prayers out
Yeah,
to him, and hopefully he heals up really soon.
yeah, I agree. I agree, man. All right, that does it. Well, no, hold on. Who is your best player and team of the week?
So my best player and team of the week. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Oh, here we go. So best player, I gave it to Saquon, man. I think Saquon looked amazing, even with the backwards hurdle. You know what I mean? That we know that's gonna be a Madden 26 next year. Shout out to that. You know what I mean, we know that's gonna be the first highlight y'all show. Um, so I gave it to them, and then I had to give it to the Ravens, bro. The Ravens look amazing as far as the team aspect. They look like they're ringing. Um, yeah, against a decent Broncos team. Like, look, Broncos were 5-3 at the time. They were pretty rolling. So I think that was an impressive win. So
The best player, I'm gonna go with Lamar Jackson. He balled out this week. We have 4 touchdowns, 4 or 5 touchdowns. But he balled out. But I'm gonna go as far as best team. I'm gonna go with the Lions. I just think that they're rolling right now. They're the best team in the NFC right now, maybe even the league right now. You could argue, but yeah, I gotta roll with them.
I agree, Mark. Yeah, Bryce Young, he got the win, man. Shit, he helped my Raiders. I ain't mad at that.
Worst player in team.
So worst player, I gave it to Jameis Winston, man. I think this is easy, bro. Bad, man. He was really bad, bro. He was really
Yeah.
bad. So I had to give it to them. And then with team, I gave it to two, man. I gave it to the Bears and the Browns, man. They both were pretty bad yesterday. So, yeah, those two tied for number one.
Worst player, Daniel Jones. You can't be having a touchdown and no fucking yards. Like, what are you doing?
That's
That's bad. That is
that's
terrible.
that is bad.
And as far as team, I got to give it to the Broncos. They got demolished, man.
I feel
It wasn't pretty.
I
So
feel you.
I'm gonna go with the Broncos, man. All right, man. That does it for our recap for the NFL, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Lions could have put up less had a boy not got ejected. Yeah, I agree. Brian Branch, which was stupid. That was a dumb call
Oh,
too.
Branch.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was that was
Yeah.
weak. All right, man. You got anything else?
Mm, no, as far as topics, no, I don't have anything.
All right, man. Well, let's do our flowers of the week.
So flowers of the week, I got to give it to Quincy Jones, man. We found out earlier. I found out earlier this morning that Quincy Jones passed away. Uh, you know, um, he lived a great life, man. He did a lot of producing. He did Thriller, and I think he did some Beatles stuff and all that, man. So we know how much impact he had in the music genre. He gave us a whole bunch of classics, man. So, prayers out to his family, prayers out to him, man. He left a long lasting legacy that will never die. It will be around for forever, man. He'll be in textbooks, man. So prayers out to him, man, and hopefully he's resting well.
And I'm gonna piggyback right off of that, man. Yeah, I agree with you. This should be a celebration of Quincy Jones and his life, what he brought as far as music goes. He's a musical icon. He's gave us some of the greatest, and Michael Jackson, and varies of Ray Charles, some of the greatest artists of all times. Quincy Jones has had his imprint and DNA into it. So you definitely got to show him love, man. He's one of our pioneers, man. And it's sad to see him go. I mean, I know he lived a long, full life, but my condolences to his family, and hopefully they can get through this, man. But definitely good flowers to Quincy Jones.
For sure, for sure.
All right, man. Who gets your hell no of the week?
Hell no, the week. Well, I already know. I already kind of told y'all the first one with DJ Moore. DJ Moore, he gets one of my hell nods of the week with the situation of him walking off the field and just his whole demeanor, man. It's looked pretty bad. So he, I've talked about that ad nauseum. So he gets a hell no for that. And then the fan versus Jason Kelsey, man. That shit was weird, bro. Like you going around, Jason Kelsey minding his business, and you're going around, saying slurs about his brother, and then putting phones in his face, and then pushing him down and stuff like that, man. Some of y'all motherfuckers gonna learn, bro. Like, real life ain't internet. The internet ain't real life, bro. You can't just go around and disrespecting people and saying wild stuff about people's families, and we can all joke and laugh, man. But when you start putting shit in reality, man, this is a no, bro. So shout out to Jason Kelsey for standing up on his own. Shout out to Joel Embiid for doing the same thing. I know we didn't get around to that topic, but that whole situation with the columnist from Philadelphia, talking about his brother that passed away due to an accident, and some people gonna have to learn, bro. And I get it. Joel Embiid's probably gonna get suspended off that action, but I think Joel Embiid had every right to do what he had to do. With people are gonna talk about people's family members, whether they're alive or in passing. So people are going to learn, man. Like, there are consequences. Yeah, you do have freedom of speech, but there are consequences to your speech. So if your consequences is you're going to get your ass whooped by a 7'2" African man, then take that fucking ass whoop like a goddamn man. If you're grown enough to talk shit, you're going to get fucked up. So that's the great Bernie Mac said. So so that is and then shout out to this the last week for campaign ads too, because I'm over this shit, bro. Hopefully y'all voted, man.
And that's where my hell no goes to. Hell no to this goddamn election. You keep texting my damn phone, calling me and shit. Leave me alone.
It's the last 48 hours we got it. Well, yeah, last 48 hours.
Me alone. Okay?
Yeah.
Stop texting my phone. I'm not voting for you. I don't even know who you are. Yeah. I don't even remember if you was on the ballot. You keep calling me, texting me.
Yeah, I'm gonna let everybody know I already voted. I did it last week, so there's no point in calling me. There's no try to sway me. Like, my vote's already in, bro. So whatever happens tomorrow, hopefully it goes the way I voted. Hopefully tomorrow goes peaceful. There's no problems. Hopefully this election goes by quick. Hopefully we get the answer that we want by hopefully midnight tomorrow, and then everybody can just move on with their lives, and hopefully this country can get back to some normalcy. So yeah. And then to answer just Mark's question as far as about trades I want to see, I would love for Marcus Lattimore to go to the Baltimore Ravens or the Buffalo Bills. I wouldn't mind if Jacoby Myers went to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I wouldn't mind that as well. I think those would be my two trades I would probably like to see.
Marshawn Lattimore to the Chiefs.
Oh my god. What's up with that? I heard a rumor about Adam Thielen. Is that true? Adam Thielen? Chiefs trying to get Adam Thielen? No. You don't want Adam Thielen? You don't like Adam Thielen? Adam Thielen's cool. He just can't stay healthy. Oh my god, this guy.
He can go to Pittsburgh.
Beggars can't be choosers, huh?
He go to Pittsburgh.
Oh my god, the hate on Adam Thielen. That's crazy.
I like Adam Thielen. I think he's a good player. We already got Adam Thielen light and Justin Watson. We need another one.
Adam Thielen's way better than Justin Watson, bro. Stop. He's like 1% of Adam Thielen. Yeah, stop. Don't even do that. Don't even do that, bro. He is not Adam Thielen, bro. Adam Thielen was like one of the best wide receivers, man, for a little bit, bro. In Minnesota. You got to stop the cap, bro. I get it, bro. Homie wearing the Chiefs jersey, bro, but stop that shit, man. I can't.
I'm not a big Justin Watson fan.
He's not Adam Thielen, bro. He's not close to Adam Thielen.
Never in his career right now.
Oh, Adam Thielen was hella nice last year. What are you talking about? Just last year, bro was putting up some nice ass numbers. Stop with the cap.
The only receiver they got there.
Stop with the cap. Is that an emoji with a monocle? Mark, take that off. Take that off, bro. No, y'all are crazy. See, this is why people can't take Chiefs fans serious, bro. Y'all say the wildest shit. Y'all are crazy. Y'all insane.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh my god, bro. Oh hell no, man. What the fuck, man? your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass on.
You know what? I wouldn't mind if we do get Adam Thielen. Maybe he'll take some Manic Sports drink.
There you go, baby. Now he learning. Now he learning. He messed up last week, but we're not
Oh,
gonna get into that. Shout out to Magnet, man, the ultimate sports drink. Are you ready to take your performance to the next level? Do you want a sports drink that eliminates the muscle cramps and fatigue when working out or training? Meet Magnet, the sports drink designed for athletes who refuse to settle for mediocrity. I know you're asking why Magnet. It's power packed electrolytes and it rehydrates and restores balance with their scientifically formulated blend with magnesium that fights fatigue and boosts endurance. It has natural ingredients made with real fruit extracts and no artificial colors or flavors because your body deserves the best. It has delicious flavors like mixed fruit and watermelon that keep you revitalized and ready for lunch and ready for action. It will boost your performance with essential vitamins and minerals. Magnet fuels your workouts, helping you crush your goals. In the Magnet movement, whether you're training, competing, or simply staying active, Magnet is your go-to refreshment for peak performance. You can order it now on our direct link, drinkmagnet.com. Also, you can use promo code Cris and Mal to get $5 off your purchase. So shout out to Get Magnet, man. Use the promo code and get some energy in your life, man. For real, for real.
yeah, for sure. Shout out to Magnum, man. Also, get your Cris Style and Mal t-shirts, black and white. You know what
Yes,
I'm
sir.
saying?
Yes, sir.
On our link, on social media websites, um, print file, Cris Style and Mal. See the shirt right here. I got the black one on. So go ahead and get you one. And
Mm-hmm.
man, show love and show out in the city, man, with the Cris Style and Mal podcast t-shirts, man. So we can
Tag us
and
too.
tag us, yes.
Tag us, please, please. You tag us, we'll put you out. Maybe we'll have a segment on the show, man. Show everybody wearing the shirts, man.
Also, yeah, oh, there you go. If you want to donate to us, you can donate it to our Cash App at Crystal Mall Podcast. Whatever you want to donate, whether it be $1, $2, whatever you got in your pockets. You know what I'm saying? We're not pocket watching over here. So
Mm-hmm.
whatever you want to donate to us will be greatly appreciated. We're just trying to grow this podcast with various things, maybe new equipment, new mics, something. Maybe we can get to a point where we could record together. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? The same space. But yeah, anything you get would be greatly appreciated.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whatever streaming platform you use to listen to your podcast, the Chris Lamar podcast is available, whether it be Spotify, Apple, Google, Amazon, iHeartRadio. We are available on those streaming platforms. And if you're a first time watcher on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification button. So when we go live on Mondays at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you can jump in the lives. You can talk about these topics like Mark is doing right now. You can give your opinions on this. You know what I'm saying? We want to hear from you. You know what I'm saying? We want to get your opinion. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel.
Yep.
And whatever social media platform you use, whether it be X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, Twitch, whatever you use to do your social media on, Crystal and Mall podcast is available. You can follow us at Crystal and Mall. We will follow you back. We're just some regular guys who love to talk sports and music and movies and all kinds of various other things. So go ahead and follow us. If you have critique, feedback, or if you have a topic or question that you want to lay on us and we like said question, you can hit us up via DM, email, or our mentions. Because and we'll, if we like the topic, we will bring it up on the show. We'll shout you out on the show because we want to show love to those who show love to us. So go ahead and hit us up, and we will get back to you as soon as we can.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, all right, good people. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. We will be back Wednesday nights.
No, we'll be
Oh no,
post.
we're not. We won't be back Wednesday night.
Won't be one class Wednesday night. We got a birthday thing to go to, so
Yeah.
we'll do it. You want to do it Thursday, or do you want to just take Wednesday off completely?
We need to take Wednesday off.
We'll just take it off though. We're gonna take a little vacation day. Sorry, guys.
So we'll be back on Monday
On
at
Monday.
12 p.m.
Yeah.
So until then, good people, we